We are live.
Hi, welcome to News and Nonsense at Noon-ish. I'm Auntie AK, aka Queer Jamphy, aka Akizzle, aka the aunties of all the aunties in the whole of the land, and I'm here with...
I'm Farrah, resident Caribbean Queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And guys, it is your wonderful Sunday with your favourite aunties. This is News and Nonsense, where we will bring you the news our way, because the world is literally inside the handbasket that's on its way to hell. And we're helping you save yourselves and protect your necks from all the madness out there. We're going to dig through all the news and nonsense and give you our take in it. We're here to help you separate the wheat from the chaff, the sap from the crap, what you need to know from what you don't need to know. But first of all, guys, you've got to do some stuff. Nana, take it away.
You need to put the like button on entry, please, immediately, and share the video with like-minded people as well. Thank you.
And Farrah, what else, mate?
If you haven't already done so, please sign up to our membership. There are 2 tiers. You can be our friend, which is £1.99, or you can be family and join up for £4.99. Please and thanks.
Please and thanks. Who's in the chat? Okay, no, I forgot my warning. My warning, guys. Listen, as I keep saying every week, we are not experts. These are just our opinions. This is the coolest aunties WhatsApp group. Take us with a pinch of salt. If you want actual and factuals, ask TLC, Google, or phone a friend. Any links that we share for you to go and do your own research. Don't come for us, because we will come for you in our nicest, sweetest, aggressive auntie way. Thank you. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We have Will Smith in the chat. We have Yvonne in the chat. We have Little Shine in the chat as well. Sora is with us. Cher is with us. Rochelle is in the house. Fashion for Crime is with us. Slicer Dizzle. I don't know who that is. I feel like
Slicer Dizzle.
Yeah.
Hey,
Slicer
Booby.
Dizzle. Oh,
Welcome.
is it Shrek 22? And he's changed his name, I think.
Oh. Trying to keep us on our toes.
Exactly. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Instagram. Welcome to Facebook as well. If you want to get involved in the chat, come over to YouTube, please.
Yes.
And YouTubers, sorry, just to interrupt you very quickly. Thank you very much for getting us to 10K.
We are on 10K subscribers. We are on 10K. Bright light going on in my house. But yes, well done. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Slicer Dizzle says it's an old username I made when I was 13 and stupid, but why have you brought it back? What's happening? What's happening? Are you stupid, or
do we get a prize? The prize is
just your favorite aunties, 3D cam, 5G satellite. I don't know. That's what you get. You get us, babies. All right, guys, let's get into it, because we have got a hard out today, so don't try it. Where's Buddy going to keep me in check?
I'm just going to log off.
We'll just go dark. It'll just be that.
At 3 o'clock, you will switch over and you will then be redirected to watch this week's episode of Your Aunties Could Never podcast, where we put a lot of people in the bin. So it's a good one as well.
It's a very bin-filled one. All right, guys. All right. So in all seriousness now, we're going to get into a run-through of the top news and nonsense stories from around the world with the roundup, starting with a really, really freaking devastatingly heartbreaking news that Marcus Fakana, the young 19-year-old boy who was jailed in Dubai over a relationship with a 17-year-old girl, who was recently released literally 3 months ago, has died following a car crash in Tottenham. So there were a few stories flying about, but police say that officers briefly pursued a vehicle before losing sight, later finding it had collided with a truck. The incident is under referral to oversight bodies. I don't understand what that means. So there's a video, just a quick kind of run through of what happened. I had no words. I had no words for this. Super sad. Here we go.
Connor, the British teen who was jailed in Dubai over a consensual relationship last summer, has died in a car accident just 3 months after his return to the UK. The Met Police said its officers were attempting to stop a car in Tottenham, North London, on Friday, when officers lost sight of the vehicle. They then found it had been involved in a crash.
He was excited and optimistic about his future.
The group that campaigned for his release have paid tribute to him. Marcus Fakana, the British teen who was jailed in Dubai.
You're on mute.
Sorry, the video loop. I'm just going to go to their lawyer, who spoke a little bit more about it. There's not much news content about it at the moment, like actual official news stories. So it's literally just breaking over this week.
It's absolutely heartbreaking and devastating to receive the news today of last night of Marcus Fakana having died tragically in a car collision after just 3 months ago securing his freedom from Dubai. And he'd confided in me how excited he was to have that freedom and how positive a future he thought he had. And so it's particularly heart-wrenching, and also for his family, obviously seeing the pain that they've been going through just in the past few hours, and that they've had to deal with during the time that Marcus was in prison for 6 months this year. It's just so tragic. And today, I think as the news circulated on social media first and all throughout the UK and other countries, there was just an outpour of support from the public and just shock, actually. There'd been, many of them saying, I didn't know this person personally, I didn't know Marcus personally, but I feel like I did, simply following his journey in the UAE, in Dubai and in prison. And they felt like they knew him. And I think a lot of people have just been hit terribly hard. And of course, his family, all we can do is send our deepest condolences and sympathies, and just encourage in the future, I think, the British government to care more about lives that are being ruined, unfairly detained people. This is not just freedom. These could be the last moments of someone's life, and we have to take that more seriously. I know the frustration that Marcus and his family went through when trying to deal with the Foreign Office and the British Embassy and David Lammy. They felt completely abandoned. And that shouldn't happen, because they were the last moments of his life. They could have contributed to some significant trauma that he experienced, and perhaps trauma that he was going through even post-release, as most people do. So it's something to consider, that we do have to value and care for people's lives while they're alive. And we'll never forget Marcus. He had such courage. I spoke to him at the time that he surrendered himself to police to face his prison sentence. And he did so with a real positive attitude and courage, and with the confidence that, he said, I know you'll get me out, you'll keep working on it, and I'm going to surrender myself now. And it was, for someone so young as well, it was quite impressive. And so we will remember Marcus's courage. And he was always thank you to the British public for their support, because it was immense. The letters that he received while he was in prison, we received so many letters from the public just asking us to pass on these beautiful words to Marcus, and I did. And it meant a lot to him, absolutely. So thank you, everyone, for your support, and deepest sympathies to Marcus's family.
God, just so sad.
So freaking sad. So sad. Like, I mean, I've seen there's a few conspiracy theories. People are feeling a bit suspicious about why this happened, how this happened. There's conversations about what was he. I mean, it's ranging from was he on road and was he doing stuff to him just being an innocent passenger in alongside someone who wasn't necessarily on the straight and narrow, to they were just minding their own business and the police were chasing someone. I don't know. There's a little bit of like conflicting stories and conspiracy theories, but the main and most important thing is that this young boy came out 3 months later and lost his life to in a seemingly unnecessary way. Not seemingly, definitely an unnecessary way. And as she was saying, Rada was saying, having like caring for people before you don't know when your last breath is, and how are you being treated and how are you treating people, because of course he was full of trauma, like, but I don't know, the way that she said it kind of alluded to maybe he was traumatized and maybe not, I don't know, there was just a little bit of allusion to something, I don't know, but I don't know.
It's most definite that he would have been traumatized, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the community was like, look, if he needs a job, support, mentors, there were so many people offering their hand to him, but also with the crack, I know I have been in cars when I was 19, 20, 21, even up to 25, where the person didn't have an official license. So
Yes.
that doesn't even mean that the person is on road or anything. It just means that they're being foolish, they're being young. It's literally, there are so many people that do that. So it's like that to me, and being a passenger, you don't know. The police may catch on, maybe he was driving a little bit booky. All of those things aside, to go senselessly in a car accident is one thing. But if he hadn't have had a year in Dubai, he would have had a year with his family. Now, a family holiday, which he had never been on before, and then it ends in this, to 3 months where you're out and beginning your life, and then you die. It's just so tragic. And I'm fuming at the woman that first got him banged up in the first place, to the government that could have got him out after a month. I'm fuming that his time was wasted, basically in the jail. And it's exactly as she said, you don't know when you're going to go. He's young. He should have been prioritized because it was consensual sex at that anyway. Like, he shouldn't have been banged up.
No.
And to have this end to his story is just the worst thing ever. It's just, I just have a permanent lump in my throat.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Each time I see his face, it's just like, this is so out of order. I can't imagine what his family are going through, because I would want to burn some buildings down.
What? Listen.
Everything. It's just everything you said, Nana. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Heartbreaking, because he would have gone through trauma. For a person to go to jail at that age, any jail is traumatic, let alone to be in a jail that is thousands of miles away from your home and your family, surrounded by people who probably don't speak the same language as you, or it's not their first language to begin with. We don't know what it was like for him in there. And then to come out, and you've had 3 months. He hasn't even had time to adjust from everything he's gone through to being in here. And exactly what you said, your point about, let's not say that he was on road, or whoever he was with was even on road. People don't know how to drive. People don't have licenses. That happens all the time. When you're young, people do that all the time. So the idea that he's at fault somehow because he was in this vehicle, I want everyone to squash that. And even if that is the case, he is passed. I don't care. He's passed. That's the main thing. And I just feel so heartbroken for him and his family that they finally had their son home and now he's dead.
Yeah.
It's just like, what an absolute tragedy.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah. That's what the bottom line. That's the bottom line. I don't have anything more to add because it's horrible.
When I first saw it, I thought to myself, I hope this is not real.
Yeah.
I hope this is fake.
Yeah, I was out and just saw, I don't know where was one of it, whether it was in a member group or whether it was in someone else put it, and I was like, it was on Reddit first and foremost. And I was like, nah. But then, like when, we catch wind of things, and then they started being on the social media and all that stuff. And then, it was true. It was like weird.
Somebody sent me the live from one of his aunties at the
live stream, right? Yeah.
And that's when I was like, this is real. I know, because people were live streaming my mum's wake as well. It's like, that's you wouldn't put his name to a live stream unless it was real.
Yeah, 100.
So all night, it's like I was just tossing and turning, just like, oh my God, like he's really gone. Like this is an insane hand that this young man was dealt.
Yeah, like, and that's where the people on the conspiracy theory was like, what is this? Who, like, okay, they're attributing it to maybe like evil eye and things like that, and it's very hard to discern what is, wherever you believe, whatever your beliefs are. People are saying that is the mother of the daughter vengeful, all that stuff. It depends on what you believe and where you're coming from, where that comes from, what that means. we can't predict, we can't see, or I don't know those things. But that's another thing that people are saying. People, like some of the young people, are really talking about that. My daughter was saying that their peer groups are just saying, like, what is this? What is this kind of bad, evil eye stuff that's going on? But I feel like the mother, it's not okay not to put his death in her. She's not to blame, but the count, the no count, well, the no.
You know what it is. That mother's not the girl's mother isn't to blame for his death, but she is to blame for a wasted part of his life.
Yes,
she's absolutely to blame for that. And it's like his lawyer said, you never know when your last day is going to be. No. You can't fuck about with people's lives. Yeah. Because you didn't like what happened, you stole valuable moments of this boy's life.
Yes.
You know, he could have died in his sleep. Anything could have happened to him. So, you know, I'm not blaming her for the death of him, but as I said, I blame her for the wasted time of his life. I blame her for that.
Yeah, that part. That's what I'm trying to find my words. Is that part? There's all this just.
She didn't do any. She weren't even outed properly. You know, it's like nobody could grab a hold of where she was, her full name even. It's just so evil to do something like this.
And people still don't know who she is, right?
Yes. It's not fair. It's just not, it's not fair.
Poor family.
They are able to go about their lives. Like her daughter, her precious daughter, can get married, have kids, like all of it. It's just not fair that this took place from two young people flipping having sex on holiday. Like, no.
Your insecurities and fears projected onto this your embarrassment, all that stuff, all that ridiculous honest shit. It's got nothing to do with nothing. Just pride and ego. Yeah, it's infuriating. That's where my anger is like. That's where my anger is. Do you want to get some comments?
Okay. All right. Ronald is asking what is on roads.
That's being on the street. And I'm not saying that. That was, again, a lot of rumors were coming out. People trying to figure out what was going on. Because the minute you hear black boys in a car chase with police, you immediately think, what were they doing? What was going on? So there's lots of mixed messaging about him being on, in quotes, on road. Was he on road? Was he with a road person? But regardless, as Farrah and Nana said, as we were saying, it's got nothing to do with nothing. At that point in this moment in time, Marcus Fakana should not be dead. Absolutely not.
You know what it was that alluded to that? It's the term that they put out in their first statement that the car was
speeding, or
no, it was a vehicle. Somebody from our group,
a vehicle of interest,
which generally is alluded to some type of drug deals, some type of affiliation to criminal activity. So they have since changed that wording though, and now they also have charged the driver for reckless driving, no license. Like he's going to prison for a long time as well.
And that's you know what's annoying about that? Sorry about that person, that boy. And as you said, young people doing dumb shit. Like back in the day, I know I've been in a bunch of cars with people without license and insurance. I'm not excusing it and saying that's a good thing to do. It's not. People do what you can to be protected and safe and legal. However, it's what young people do. And I'm sure he did not intentionally get in that car thinking that his brethren was going to pass and die at his hand and all of that stuff. So this is another life ruined. This is another life ruined. Yes, consequences for driving without a license and getting into a little bit of a woo. And we don't know that person's backstory either. There's all of that accountability and responsibility, but generally, that's another life ruined. Did you see the domino effect? A boy goes to prison and he's not meant to be in prison, comes out, you're in this. It's just a whole domino effect of problems that this one situation caused because you don't know what his life.
I mean, the thing is as well, they've changed their statement now to being like it wasn't a car of interest. Yeah, what are you chasing for? And that's not me. It's like you said, Graham, that's not me excusing you. What is it that you saw a black person in a car?
That's
like I remember when I changed my car earlier this year. I was driving through the ends, and I had my junior colleague in the car with me. He's a little black boy, right? The police must have only seen him, didn't see me, so they pulled me over, and they said, "Oh," when they saw it was me, they were like, "Oh, okay, sorry, like it's just a number plate isn't from here." And I was like, "Yeah, I just bought the car." And they said, okay, no problem. They didn't ask me anything else. They didn't ask me if I had a license. They didn't ask me any other questions. When they saw it was me in the car and not two youths, they let me go. And I remember saying to my colleague, like, that's a bit annoying that they did that, because clearly they only saw you and that's why.
Yeah.
So there's an element of me that are like, well, what were they actually chasing them down for? Or what were they following them for?
It's true.
You know?
That's true. That's with Farrah.
What made you pick this car to follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accountability.
In a vehicle after midnight. That it happens. Even the vehicle of interest, one of my friends got crashed into by the police. She didn't know. She had bought her car from a drug dealer. It was listed, but they just rammed into her with her 4 kids. Because she got a lot of money from them. Like, they chase after, especially Tottenham police. They do a lot of shit, and they're known for this as well. So yeah, we have to keep abreast of what's going on with this investigation, because the way that they put out the info, it was really for people to jump onto some type of criminality, something else other than somebody driving without a license, because that's just a simple stop. You take the car. Like, there's something else to this in the way that they're drip feeding information. So yeah, we got to keep our eye on.
They're probably scared. Like you said, it's Tottenham. It's Tottenham police, isn't it? And Tottenham police, as you said, have been involved in a lot of shit.
Yes.
I was just going to say, actually, the interesting thing, as I said, something like this is on all the online, but there's no news report about it. And I'm interested in if that's just natural. People are playing catch up. If by Monday there's going to be a lot of like news, actual reporting video, because obviously for this show, I'm looking for the video clips to explain everything. There's that little ITV rundown clip, and then Rada, the lawyer speaking, and that's it. There's nothing.
There's loads.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm putting the wrong. I put in Marcus Fakana pass. Like, even just simple search terms, it wasn't coming up.
No. There's
more reactive.
Well, I guess, no. There's there are proper reports, because that's where I was getting the title from. Okay,
because when I was googling it,
a lot of them were saying Brit teen. Some have his name, but remember, if you're thinking online reach, people aren't going to know his name, so they'll go for Brit teen more so, and maybe drop his name.
Dubai teen. That's what I saw. I saw like or
Dubai teen. Like, they. But there has been. I think almost every outlet has actually done.
That's what I was like, because British teen. I'm not really seeing it, but that's interesting. As official things, no, like not BBC News or.
Hang on, let me see. That is see, this is the thing with algorithms. It's very interesting.
Just talk me through, because this is also a lesson in searching for things, guys. So talk me through the Brit teen died car crash Marcus. This is the one I played, the first one, the rundown. Okay, this ITV News clip I didn't see. Then it goes into, because these are also the shorts. So I'm looking for now an actual landscape. This is reactor, short, reactor. And by now we should have it. By now we should have an official. Then it goes into something else for the official platforms. So if I put in, so that's what I was like, why is there not more official? I think that was my first search. It's still reactors. And Rada's video.
But there, it's on ITV News. It is.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's ITV, but there's, for something like this, I'm wondering, and it would. I go to the shorts
because I suppose if you think about it this way, right? For them, for the wider media, this is not a big story for them. This is a big story for the Black community because of everything that happened to Marcus, and then him being only freed 3 months ago, and then this happening. For us, it's tragic. For them, it's a line. It's a very small segment.
But I get it. I just think the human interest of being locked up in Dubai for having sex, that's another, as a news outlet, again.
But even then, they didn't cover it how we wanted them to cover it. It wasn't a big deal for them. So I'm not surprised that they're not covering this. It was the Black community that made it a big deal. It was the Black community that was talking about it all the time. It was the Black community that was talking, like putting David Lammy's name out there. It was us. It wasn't them.
And that's still part of the racism, because at the end of the day, this is like a young boy getting done like that. That's universal. Doesn't just happen to Black boys. Black boys aren't the only ones that could get it caught up like this. So
You said at the time the Irish community, I'm sorry, not the community, the Irish government managed to get somebody out of Dubai. We said it at the time, like it's we put David Lammy in the bin because of his lack of actual involvement.
And ignoring the family, definitely.
Yeah.
Just looking, definitely video I've seen from a national, but there is way more print coverage of it as well. They did really well on that. You know what else it would be though, because even us doing the segment, it's the amount of information that is out. Yeah. So, you know, we don't have a family statement yet. We do have the legal team. Like there isn't too much information to actually do a piece on other than to react to it. So hopefully within the next couple of days, I hope somebody from the family does like do a full-on kind of statement that can go out there as well, that can sit as some type of obituary to him. I just think it's important that his name rings out as well, that his short life, it stood for something. There are lots of things for a lot of young people to learn from. Even just speaking to the boys about it and just saying, this is the thing, you always have to be careful when you're getting into somebody's car. Yeah. Like truly, like it's easy to just be like, oh, let's just go for a drive. We have a friend who just the other day did very similar and crashed into another car. Luckily, everybody was safe. But it's these things to just be telling kids, like, look, we've all done it.
We've all done it.
You think at best you're going to get home okay, but and then maybe a little accident, but it can be that you are the one that is responsible for the death of your brethren.
Exactly.
And that's going to live with you forever. Like it's like you don't need that on your heart, like at all. And like, just wise about shit.
Yeah. Okay. Like sleep well with the ancestors, Marcus, and love to the family, man. Horrible. Okay, moving on. Sean Diddy Combs has been sentenced to 50 months in prison after being convicted on 2 prostitution-related charges involving his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura and another woman known as Jane. I don't know why I said Cassandra like that, Cassie. The case concluded a high-profile federal trial in New York that examined years of alleged abuse, coercion, and exploitation linked to Combs' celebrity lifestyle. How do you lot feel about the 50 months, aka 4 years, aka a couple of months away?
4 years and 2 months that he got sentenced. I was expecting 5 years, so it was yeah.
Here we go.
The sentencing of Sean Diddy Combs, a judge handing down a 4-year sentence for the rap mogul convicted on 2 prostitution-related charges. ABC News chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky was there and has more on the emotional moments in the courtroom. Aaron, when Combs pleaded for mercy from the judge.
He did, Janae, and he really wanted to be tasting freedom right now, but the judge refused to release him. Now his lawyers tell us the judge got it wrong. They're preparing to appeal. This morning, Sean Combs is behind bars, sentenced to 4 years in prison for transporting women and male escorts across state lines for prostitution.
He can't be stopped now, because it's bad boy for life.
Combs begged for mercy, telling the judge, I know that I've learned my lesson. But the judge rejected his plea, saying the sentence needed to send a message to abusers and victims alike that exploitation and violence against women is met with real accountability.
It was clear from the judge's remarks that the sentence was driven by the conduct the jury rejected.
Combs was acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, but federal prosecutors argued he deserved 11 years in prison because he inflicted life-altering violence on women. And they said that physical abuse is on video, pointing to this 2016 hotel surveillance footage depicting Combs attacking Cassie Ventura. How could the judge be blind to that and not punish him for the sum total of his conduct?
Well, the judge was allowed to take that into consideration, but what was clear from the judge's remarks was that he was going way beyond that.
Combs said, I have been humbled and broken to my core, before apologizing to his children and tearfully telling his mother, you raised me better. Is Sean Combs a changed man? You've been with him so long through this entire year-long prosecution.
I can say from the bottom of my heart, more than I think anybody else truly on this team can say, that he is a changed man.
How old are you?
The defense played an 11-minute documentary-style video showing Combs as a doting father and a philanthropist. The judge acknowledged his impressive career and commendable charity work, but imposed the 4-year sentence, saying a history of good works can't wash away the record in this case, which showed that you abused the power and control that you had over the lives of women you professed to love dearly. Defense attorneys told us they would appeal Combs's conviction, try to get his sentence reduced. And we heard from one of the jurors who told us Combs got off easy. This juror, who acquitted him of more serious charges, said 10 years would have been more appropriate, Gus.
Dramatic and difficult trial and sentencing. Aaron, thank you. We appreciate it.
How you lot feeling?
Wow. Well, I watched it. So I was watching along with that surprise witness as she was reading the tweets from one guy online in the courtroom. And I felt like the judge was very fair within the parameters of what he could sentence him with. And took into account that although the jury didn't find him guilty of all the various different RICOs, but he still needs to do some time for how he had treated people. And he could have pushed it a little bit. I feel like he could have given him a little 8, but you know, for at least he's not coming out. The arrogance of the man to be booking places, like, is wild behavior. Like, so I'm glad he has to sit down, and I hope they don't let him out early. Like, I hope he really comes out in 2028, but I feel like it's probably going to be about 2027.
I feel like he's coming out next year. I feel like at the end of next year, he's coming out. I do. That's what I really feel. So get out for good behavior. Because I agree with you. The judge did what he could, give him the, you know, what he had to work with. But Diddy's coming out next year. He's just, the arrogance of him, as you all said, as you both said, is wild. Like, how can you be booking places? Like, he thought he was coming out that day.
Yeah.
he thought, yeah, going home, making plans. They played an 11-minute documentary.
Yeah.
How fucking arrogant are you? An 11-minute documentary. Like, people don't know who you are and the things that you've done. It doesn't absolve you of your sins. It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the wickedest man in the world could make a documentary of them doing some nice shit.
Exactly.
Standard. So what? Okay, so look, it is what it is. What does Diddy do when he comes home after the 4 years or half an hour that he stays away? When he comes home, what could Diddy could Diddy do to have you not frown upon him and be like, all right, I believe you, you're forgiven, continue?
Nothing for me.
No, nothing for me.
Nothing.
Maybe, you know what he could do to redeem his soul, if he still has one? When he comes out and he's doing all of these talks and everything, if standardly he is paying back all of his victims, he really works to, I'm going to give you monetary compensation every month for the trauma that I put in your life. If that's true accountability. Part of everything I do is going to the people that I hurt in my 30-year reign of hurting people. I'm going to pay them. This is what, and then I'd be like, you know what? He is really trying to repent.
But not just that. On top of that, I would like him to fund things for victims of domestic abuse as well. Like, all of your money go towards that, because you've got enough money to live and to still do shit. But everything else, not only go to your victims, but also to help victims who've gone through the same sort of thing.
He'd have to, me. Go on, sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, well, sometimes that when you're a billionaire or multimillionaire, paying off things is easy. It's like, I can do that and I'll look good. So I don't know if that'd be enough. It'd have to be something where, to be honest, you'd have to renounce your riches, like the Princess of Mundo. You have to be like, no longer. I renounce my throne. You can't be out here Diddy bopping and acting arrogant. No. You be a father for real. Look after your kids and raise your kids for real. And I can't even say I don't doubt that you're a good father, because a good father wouldn't be doing these things in dark anyway, and exposing your sons to it especially.
I don't know how he had time to be a parent. When was he parenting?
Yeah.
But that's why he said when Kim died, he had to start doing things that he didn't know anything about, because she did it all.
And that visible, and that's an interesting visible poster child for being a present dad. The things that go in, just being visibly pictured with your kids and maybe taking them out once in a while. And again, I'm sure the children, they love him, they stood by him, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to step into that family in that way. But anyway, regardless of that, there has to be less, because I think financial is nothing unless he renounced his riches or literally moved to like a 2-bedroom penthouse, 2-bedroom flat and got a day job. Like, do you know what I mean? He's got to be a civilian for me to believe that you really have changed.
I don't want to see him outside. And I know there's going to be people that hate on us for this, but I literally don't want to see him outside enjoying himself, like acting like I don't want to see it. I don't. I
think it's that.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't. I mean, how can he? I don't know if somebody has the balls to, we know all of your business, to now be standing and being a part of like the VMAs or
he would.
Oh my God!
I don't know if they'll have him back.
He was allowed.
I don't know if they'll have him back. There are people that they don't let come back, but then they also give awards out for like Dr. Dre. So who fucking knows?
I mean, yeah, and yeah.
I don't know if Diddy will be a part of music society in the same way again.
Yeah, I don't feel they let him back.
He's got talks and everything. I expect that to take place.
He's got to do the tour. Like, he's got to go on a journey. He's got to sit. If he really is like, I need to ingratiate myself back in with my people because I need it. He's got to sit on the toughest pod chairs because that's what we've got now. He's got to sit. He's got to go around, and we've got to be able to challenge and see like what you're saying, is this true? Are you being for real? And once if we see an act, you're just going to get torn to shreds. What you should do is just disappear and be quiet. But that's not his character. So if he's addicted to that adoration and limelight, if this time away has humbled him, sure. If it hasn't, then
he should go and join Russell.
But Russell's still talking. No, don't go anywhere near Russell.
No, I'm just saying like away at least.
Yeah. That's the type of thing I expect. Like, you're on an island somewhere, like you are doing your bits. The same way Russell isn't a part of music society now. He's not.
Precisely.
I feel like Diddy is probably going to be like that. And if he isn't, and he tries to really get involved in shit, like doing a brunch again, it's like you truly are crazy. And anybody that is a part of it.
Yeah. And don't please don't do a fake I'm a pastor now. I don't want to see that.
Oh God.
I don't want to see that. Church of Diddy. Please don't do that.
We did say that, didn't we? That would be something
we don't want to see that.
That's happening.
I'm saved.
Yeah, that. Please don't do that. Please. I'm begging you that. I'd rather you
one of the mega pastors is going to be like, God told me, like he is cleansed. I'm telling you, he is a cleansed man. He's gone to the depth of hell, and God still said he is my son.
You know what?
We're gonna see him feeling the spirit,
getting home,
talking in tongues.
The only way I could have it is if he went again, renounced his riches, opened up a little church in the forest, some kind of remote church, and he's got no riches, and he's just preaching to the sheep with a staff and a robe. Yay! Thank you, Slice of Dizzle.
He says the bigger point here is now that we know that what it was really about. What we do know, what do we know?
Bigger point here is now that we know that what this was really about. What do we know? He did. What do we know? About Hollywood?
Do about Hollywood? Okay.
Because now what we do know, we know about Hollywood because now we know how it works. What kind of tongue twister Slice?
I have no idea, but I get what you're saying.
I get what you mean.
We do know what we do know.
You know what they
now that we know they know we know. Do they know that we know?
I don't think they did expose what Hollywood was about at all. Like, that's what we thought was going to come out, and it hasn't. If you still follow various people, you would know more about what Diddy was involved in than came out in this whole RICO case. Like, they did. I think it was genuinely about getting the tapes that he had. I think that's all this was about, and a bit of a spank on the bottom so that he knows you're not bigger than the thing that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Remember,
get back in your box, little boy.
Yeah.
Sisterin, welcome. How have you been? Missed you. Life been life, and I hope everything's okay.
I hope you are good as well, honey. We know how life is.
Life can be life in at times. Then okay, so
Indeed.
moving on, because guys, don't try it. Moving on. So this story caught my attention. Kenyan children have won a landmark case proving paternity of UK soldiers. Got two videos to play here. 7 people.
Sorry,
Seven-
before, as you're just at the beginning, let's just do a quick thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Sunday. Speaking of Sunday tithe, there's a thank you.
Guys, you know what you got to do.
If Diddy could be our tithe collector, then I'll forgive him.
No, I don't want that blood money.
Collecting.
Tainted
Oh,
money.
you're saying our audit? No. All right, guys, back to the story. Excuse me. 7 people from Kenya have won a landmark case at the family court in London, successfully proving they were fathered by British men who served at the British Army Training Unit in Kenya, BAT UK. Using commercial DNA databases, the case marks the first time a UK court has confirmed paternity in this way, paving the way for the claimants to apply for British citizenship. You know, let's get into it because there's so many thoughts and stuff on this horrible but yet vindicating story. This is the first bit, and I'll play another bit.
British soldiers have been accused of committing heinous crimes in Kenya, and they have not been held accountable, not for starting fire and burning down a whole forest and wildlife being affected, the locals being affected, not that. Not when they were accused of unaliving a civilian. We've talked about that before. And not for raping women, local women, Kenyans that were unsuspecting. And another crime is that even though they claim that it was consensual, creating babies, they will have babies with the locals and leave and will never disclose that information with their family back home. They will deny that that's their child. But the thing is, DNA never lies. Even if you don't go and get DNA, you look at the kids and you know that they're half white. And as you know, Kenya is a country full of Black people. Majority of the population is Black. So when these women around that military base are getting pregnant and giving birth, and you can clearly see that they are not fully Black, how do you explain that you're not the father when in fact you are? So they don't take accountability. They don't help out with raising the kids. They completely cut off the mother and the kids, and they just live their lives unbothered in their own country. This is huge. They need to be held accountable, and our governments need to protect the locals. These people are creating broken homes. How are they not being held accountable? And mind you, not all of those relationships or those babies that were created were from a consensual relationship. Some of the mothers report that they have not given consent and it happened to them. That's a crime that they're committing on a foreign land, but they're not being held accountable. But guess what? Things might start to change because, according to reports, the High Court in the UK has ordered that children in Kenya allegedly fathered and abandoned by British soldiers should be given access to the identities of the men involved. The court issued an unprecedented ruling demanding the release of the names and addresses of 11 soldiers of the affected children. The ruling means that the information about British soldiers who are believed to have fathered and abandoned their children while stationed in Kenya will be given to the children involved. And authorities are saying that they suspect there are more kids, hundreds of kids to be exact, that were fathered by these British soldiers. They don't even see the need to claim these children, to accept the mothers, to at the very least contribute to this kid's life, to send them to school. They just do not care at all, even though they know they did this to themselves. They are the ones. It takes 2 people to have babies, if we're not talking about the non-consensual relationship. But if both of them created a kid, both of them should be responsible to raise the kid. But the British soldiers apparently don't believe that, and they don't see those kids as their kids because maybe they're half black. I do not know what their problem is, but they will create this broken households, these homes, and they will go back to the UK and create another family with their fellow white people and never look back, which has caused a lot of problems for the local kids that were here, that were brought up, right? So the UK High Court is saying that the information of the soldiers will be released, which is a great thing because till now, the British Army will protect them. They will say this is a private matter. We need to protect their privacy as our soldiers, so we won't give you the name. Even though the mothers know who exactly is responsible for that, they will never give that information, even when the British soldiers are committing a crime as bad as unaliving a person.
For 9 years now, the family of Agnes Wanjiru in Laikipia County has been on a long search for justice, until one military officer confessed to Sunday Times, a daily issue in England, that the accused told him that he killed her.
I were in the pub and he come in crying, saying, help me, help me. I said, why? What do you mean? I've killed her. What do you mean you've killed her? Show me.
In his narration, he says after the confession, he was led to a septic tank where Wanjiru's body that was now floating.
What did you see?
I just remember her. She was in the tank when I seen her. He took me to the tank and lifted it up, and I looked in, and I just remember seeing her in there, and my heart sank, and I just said, I'll never forgive you for this, never.
So we hope that these kids get justice and get information about their real fathers. If they don't want a relationship with them, fine, but at the very least, raise those kids, pay what you need to pay so these kids can go to school and have a life. You brought them into this life. They didn't ask you.
I just want to quickly show this and we can get into the conversation. Or do you want to have a little chat first? Because it's just showing what one of the kids, children left behind. So we can talk or we can go into this bit for a little second.
Go into this.
Okay.
Louis Gitonga is a product of a week-long relationship between his mother and her British lover, who was a soldier attached to the British Army Training Unit in Kenya.
Oh, God.
24 years later, Gitonga cuts a figure of a disenfranchised young man.
I look different from the others. Babangu ni mweusi, mwenye amenilaze. So, hiyo ile crisis imetuma paka niingilie mambo na mateini mapombe. Ningetaka tu kujua my little father who he is. Yeah, my little father. Na mbona aliniacha kwa hii shida yote.
This, an identity crisis 68-year-old David Mwangi Macharia knows all too well.
Hapa Kenya huniita British. Na wakati wanaponiita British, mimi nashindwa niko dunia gani. Kwa sababu hajui jina yangu, ninaitwa David Mwangi Macharia. Haya, UK naye hawanijui kwa sababu hawajui uraia wangu.
A Kenyan lawyer in collaboration with a British firm are on a mission to take a number of such children to Britain to confront authorities over hundreds of such cases reported over the years.
What we are bringing in the UK court is not issues of rape, is issues of these children who happen to be prisoners of an identity they did not choose for themselves.
Britain and Kenya renewed their long-standing multi-million-dollar defense cooperation agreement, which allows 10,000 British forces to train in Kenya for 8 weeks every year. Civil society groups and Kenyan mothers involved have long said British authorities have been little or no help.
Jambo tulikuwa tunaongea nikaona hana usaidizi wote. Nikasema ni nyamaze tu, alafu ningoje nifuatilie kwa sheria. Ama ukienda kwa ofisi zao za Batuku unaambiwa komanda huko ni Mscottish na baba mtoto ni Mscottish, huwezi sikizwa. Ama hata sometimes unanyima kuingia kwa gate.
A British High Commission spokesperson, in a statement to the Associated Press, said both the consulate and the British Army Training Mission in Kenya cooperate fully with local child support authorities where there are claims relating to paternity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so glad that the High Court did rule on this.
Yeah.
it's actually shocking that they have done for how
Yeah.
this country has treated people around the world and other nations as well. But the British soldiers are known to do this wherever they went, as well as the American soldiers as well.
Yes.
But they haven't had such cases. I hope, because of this standing with Kenya and Britain also needing Kenya to have access to East Africa, I hope the Kenyan government really does hold them to account on this front in some ways, so that, you know, they are the dads are exposed, but also they have to pay. And I feel like the army has to pay as well. Shouldn't even just be the soldiers, because the army protected these guys, especially with all of the criminality. You are allowing them to do criminal shit one hand and abandon families and abandon children on the other hand. You were allowing that to take place. You should have to pay as well.
Yeah.
Everyone
and then for all you fuckers that want to talk about, oh, there's people over here, the foreigners coming over. That's why. Do you see what happens when your people go to other countries? You see how they abuse it.
Listen, the fact that they don't want shit to be taught.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah, exactly that. Literally, in so many ways. Like, let's talk about that. Let's get up on the stage at the Tommy Robinson March and let's talk about, you can talk about grooming gangs from a certain community. Let's talk about your soldiers that you so love and you're so revere and you're so proud of. What they do. They don't act like upstanding British gentlemen. No, they don't. No, they're not. They do not. And and that power trip that goes to their head, you've got people with PTSD or pre-PTSD. They're out there thinking that the minute they put on army fatigues, and okay, not all soldiers and Navy men.
No,
but a lot of, like, I'll say a lot. Let me say a lot. Because what treatment do you get? What help do you get? What mental health awareness do you get? What training do you get? Because obviously you're trained to be killers. You're trained to look at everything as a target. The minute you leave the soil, leave your army base or your naval base to go to the place where you're considered as protecting or a soldier of that thing, you automatically have that thing, or you've got dominion over them. And of course, the first thing you target is the vulnerable by attacking women, raping women, because you feel like you can. And then the government, because the governments have an agreement, the Kenyan officials are getting paid to allow these bases to be on. So then, even with them taking it to court, because remember the lawyer was saying, we're not going for the great, we're going for the children. That's probably an easier battle to win than trying to prove and get these people locked down, because they won't, and they'll be tied up. So yes, it's a good thing the children are getting justice, but what about the women? There's a film. Let me find. There's a film.
Even those things piss me off, like the fact that they go there every year for 8 weeks. Like, you're not gonna do that in England or in UK. You have to go to Kenya. It's almost like it's a jolly. Because why? What's so important about it being in Kenya?
Yeah,
it's just
Angelina. Yeah, I'm trying to find the film that.
A couple of comments while you're looking. Sisters, even though the High Court have recognized these people, it's not going to mean anything for a while. Over 15 years ago, the High Court said that the Chagos Islands had to be given back to the people. For real.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's what they do though, isn't it? It's like they will try and tie it up so that enough people die. They just like string it out. You'll be hoping, like, think of the guy that is 61 years old. His parents are probably both dead now. So it's like you just keep it going so that enough people can't prove anything, but you've got a whole load of mixed race people there anyway who have been abandoned. They absolutely should have citizenship. They should have a British passport, most definitely. That should be the first.
And you know, there's that new thing of it doesn't necessarily make you British. All that shit.
Well, they haven't actually got rid of that yet. If Nigel Farage comes in,
that's what I mean. If he comes in
the meantime, if you can be like, look, my dad, he was a British soldier, you should be able to get a passport. You absolutely should. It's actually crazy. It's disgusting that they do this. Area African man or a real African man says Chinese and Japanese immigrants also do this. They marry African women for the ability to obtain land, then abandon the family. Yep, definitely have been hearing that. But this is very different to servicemen going to somewhere where you are supposed to be working in conjunction with the government to secure land, to protect them, that you are then abusing the local women. It's very different to people entering into relationships of any kind to see something. I mean, we all have mothers and aunts that could attest to suffering similar at the hands of a man. Two different things.
Yeah. There's a film called Muganga. I went to the screening. That was a screen that you guys, I think we couldn't make it work. It's a film called Muganga, and it's about, I don't know when it's released, but it's about Dennis Mukwege. Sorry. And he's basically a Congolese humanitarian gynecologist and Pentecostal pastor. And he founded and works in Panzi Hospital in Bukavu, where he specializes in the treatment of women who have been raped by armed rebels and soldiers and things like that. So he's been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts alongside Nadia Murad, who's a human rights activist, and their efforts to end the use of sexual violence as a weapon of war and armed conflict. This is the film. Yep, yeah.
En 12 ans, l'hôpital de Panzi que je dirige a pris en charge plus de 30 000 femmes. Chaque femme violée, je l'identifie à ma femme. Chaque mère violée, je l'identifie à ma mère. Et chaque enfant violé, je l'identifie à mes enfants.
Ce que vous avez dit, ça m'a bouleversé.
Sorry, I didn't even know it was in French.
This is the French.
Yeah, but it's got subtitles in the film, so I won't probably play that. But anyway, there's a film. The film's called Muganga. It's a good film. The message is stronger than the actual, but it's a really good film, and it just shows it showcases the women who are on the suffering end and what they go through, and what they experience. Young girls, and it's not just older women. It's older women to young girls who shouldn't be having that experience, their sexual experience being one like that, violently taken from them. So yeah, yeah. I'm just glad they should get all the citizenship, as you said.
But what you're explaining is this film is about what's happening in the Congo now, like the RSF soldiers using sex as a weapon.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Ham says there's a lot of Wakojos in Ghana right now.
What's Wakojo?
I have no idea. I thought maybe that meant something to you with the. I have no idea what that is referring to.
It's not Wakojo. What's Wakojo, please?
There's a lot of Wakojos.
When I've googled it, it's coming up with Kojo, the artist, and lots of Ghanaian Kojos.
Just as an aside, as we're in Ghana territory, I saw that Ghanaians are protesting nurses haven't been paid for 10 months by the government.
Is it?
That they're just like working in hospitals and they haven't been paid. I saw this. If anybody knows anything else about it, just drop it in the chat.
Yeah, there's something here. Let's have a look as soon as we're here. Let me share it. I haven't heard this. 10 months
for me.
Nurses and midwives are currently about to embark on a demonstration. According to them, they haven't been paid for 9, some 10 months. And what has been the situation so far? Just a quick background.
All right, thank you very much. So we are the nurses and midwives in Ghana who completed our training in 2020. We did our mandatory 1-year national service, and we stayed at home for 3 additional years. It was in July 2024 that the Ministry of Health brought a statement that it has collaborated with the Ministry of Finance to get financial clearance totaling 15,200 for us to be employed. Following that, the Ministry of Health opened its recruitment portal because the Ministry of Finance had released a budget allocation of over 48 million Ghana cedis to pay us. We went on to the Ministry of Health's recruitment portal to fill our details. It was in October, November 2024. We started receiving calls from the various health facilities across Ghana that our mother Ministry of Health, has posted us there, so we should resume or assume duty. We went, we did all paperwork, we filled all forms, and we started working. Those who needed staff IDs, some got their staff IDs, some got their appointment letters. We were a total of 13,500 that were recruited. And out of that, it was in April 2025 that some started receiving their salaries. And as we speak, about 7,000 have received their salaries, but the remaining, who are a little over 6,500, are yet to be paid. But then we don't know when they are going to be paid. We have made a series of follow-ups to our mother ministry, they were telling us our financial clearance, the same clearance that was used to pay some of our colleagues, ours has expired. We didn't understand, but they told us they have written to the Ministry of Finance to extend the clearance, which they are waiting for a feedback. It is 9 to 10 months now. We've met with the Ministry of Finance.
When was the last time you met with them?
With the Ministry of Health, just last week we were with them.
But what was the response?
They said we should give them time. They are still talking to the Ministry of Finance, but they don't know when they are going to pay us. We even asked that we are going to be paid within this year. They still couldn't confirm for us. So all they are giving is false reassurances without any timelines, and we are fed up with it. So we had a press conference in Tamale. Kumasi, sorry. We didn't get any feedback. We followed up with a demonstration last week in Tamale. We submitted a petition to the Northern Regional Minister at the Coordinating Council to be passed to the President. At the moment, we have not had any positive feedback. So we are following up with the demonstration.
That's because the president's in wherever trying to campaign to be part of the UN. Oh.
Yeah, basically.
I got time for
10 months.
Huh?
That's crazy. 10 months, no pay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And this is the thing. When you have the gift and the curse, you lift up the You lift up the skirt and there's disease. Because Ghana's the year of return. Also very nice, very lovely. Oh, let's go and invest in Ghana. But when you're investing in Ghana and going to build your property in Ghana and all this kind of stuff and trying to make money off Ghana, but are you looking at the politics and how the land treats its people? Because you can come in and just be like, yeah, I'm balling, but how does the country that you're investing in treat its own people? I'm not shitting on Ghana because, I mean, over here, just as shitty, but it's just how 10 months. I mean, 10 months without pay and you're saving people's lives, basically. And then you can't get paid. It's insane.
It's flipping crazy. I saw a girl talking about it and I was like, you haven't been paid for 10 months. And she was saying, because you know in Ghana, like you have to pay your rent a year in advance. Mm-hmm. So she's like, I'm coming to the end of that year of my place. They now want another year. And I haven't been paid to even save up to give them the next year. So where am I going to live? I'm going to be homeless. They're not even telling me when I'm going to get paid for me to tell my landlord, give me 3 more months even, and I'll have that I can pay you. They're not saying when they're going to get paid. Exactly. How are you?
The man said, hopefully this year. Hopefully this year. What? That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And they're healthcare workers at that. Yeah. How are you fucking about with healthcare workers?
I mean, listen, universally, that's what people are doing these days. Like, you don't value people that
10 months.
Politicians are going to get more money.
Yeah.
Politicians that's like, I mean, I don't know. You can't make it up, and it's disgusting.
Okay, so we do have an answer to Wukojo means mixed race Ghanaian and Chinese people.
Is that confirmed? Because they're still saying assume and question mark.
No, Glenn Helm said yeah. That was the.
Oh, she said yes. Oh, she pointed up.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Wukojo's. What's the Wu from Wuhan?
I guess like Wu because don't they have that in their name sometimes?
Okay, all right. Wukojo's. Well, yeah. There's a
lot of probably offensive.
Sounds racist to me.
It feels a little something that I would say. So let's probably not carry that.
Not say it anymore. Okay. All right. So some more annoying, horrific, and fucking par for the course news is the flotillas that have been intervened by Israeli forces. So the story angle I've come in with, like Greta Thunberg, a very prolific activist. She's been activizing since a little child. She's one of the many 450 people who have been detained after Israeli forces intercepted the Gaza aid flotilla at the end of August, with 137 later deported to Istanbul. Witnesses are saying that one particular person, Greta Thunberg, who's now 22, was dragged on the ground, forced to kiss the Israeli flag, and humiliated whilst being in detention. And that's just her, and because she's visible, there's more news about her. But we can probably imagine what's happening to those who don't have that kind of public recognition. Because if they can do that to her, who's well renowned, imagine what they're doing to the people who don't have connections and people backing them. So I'm just going to play an overview story of what's going on, and then we can get into the madness that is happening.
Protesters in Europe, Australia and South America have taken to the streets to condemn Israel's interception of an aid flotilla challenging the blockade of Gaza. The Israelis detained more than 400 foreign activists aboard 40 vessels and plan to deport them. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the Israeli Navy had repelled a campaign of delegitimization against Israel. Inside Gaza, officials say Israeli strikes killed at least 52 people on Thursday. Meanwhile, thousands of Palestinians continue to flee Gaza City amid an ongoing Israeli ground offensive to take full control of the area. Meanwhile, the White House says President Trump will draw a red line on how long to wait for Hamas to respond to a US proposal aimed at ending the war in Gaza. On Tuesday, Mr. Trump said that Hamas had 3 to 4 days to reply to his 20-point framework, which has largely been accepted by Israel. Well, our correspondent Barbara Platt-Usher spoke to us from Jerusalem with the latest on the detained activists.
The last number I saw of those who'd been detained was 443 foreign activists from many different countries, a lot of them from Europe, some of them from South America. So you had widespread protests once they were detained, protests in Spain, in Belgium, in Switzerland, in Italy. In Italy, they're calling a strike today to show solidarity. Also protests in Buenos Aires and Brasilia. So very widespread reaction to what happened. A number of harsh commendations from several governments, from Colombia, from Turkey. But the Israelis say that they handled this responsibly. They said it was a major operation because there were some 42 boats. They picked up the activists in international waters. And they filmed themselves doing that and posted clips later saying that all of the activists were safe. They also said that they had checked the boats looking for this aid that the flotilla was carrying. They didn't really find much, which they say basically bolstered their claim that this was all a stunt or a provocation. But it was in actual fact a very high-profile demonstration of opposition to the blockade of Gaza, where famine has been declared, the intense international opposition to it that has been growing. There were a number of famous or high-profile people on board, the grandson of Nelson Mandela, several European politicians. So it does show that global solidarity with the Palestinians has been growing over the past year.
Yeah, let's talk about Gaza because the Israeli military push there continues, and we are awaiting the response from Hamas to the peace plan put forward by President Trump. What's the latest on that? President Trump saying he's drawing a red line. He'd given a sort of loose time frame, hadn't he, of sort of 3 or 4 days?
Yes, he gave that loose time frame early in the week, so that would be about now, really, but he didn't make it a firm deadline. Still, everybody is waiting to see what Hamas says to the peace plan. The mediators, Qatar, Turkey, Egypt, are pressing very hard for Hamas to accept this plan, even though they themselves have reservations about it, but they see it as a way that could end the war. Now, BBC sources say that they have made contact, or that the mediators have made contact with the head of the military wing in Gaza, Zadina Haddad, and they are reporting, and we understand that he is not inclined to accept the plan, that he basically believes that this is a plan to finish off Hamas, whether the group accepts it or not, and so it's better to fight until the end. There are a number of problems that the Hamas has with the plan. In particular, it calls on the group to disarm. Now, the group has said it would not disarm until a sovereign Palestinian state was declared. That's been its position until now. Another thing that Hamas has problems with is the demand that all of the hostages, there are 48 hostages, around 20 of whom still believed to be alive, be handed over at the beginning of this process. So in the first 72 hours, all the hostages would be handed over rather than in phases like previous ceasefires. And Hamas sort of sees this as giving away their only card right at the beginning, which would make them vulnerable. They don't trust President Trump's guarantee that Israel would not restart the war as soon as it gets its hostages back, especially after Israel attacked the Hamas leadership in Qatar. So these are some of the misgivings that they have. It should be said that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accepted the plan officially in Washington, but in Israel, he has also been pushing back on the terms in his statements. For example, he says it will allow the Israelis to retain parts of Gaza, which is not what the plan says. It says they would move to a security buffer on the edge of the strip. It also says that there's an insistence there will not be a Palestinian state, and in fact, the plan says that there might be a credible path to a Palestinian state if everything works out. So he has put his own take on the terms, but right now, what everyone is waiting for is to see how Hamas officially responds to what many are hoping could be a way to end the Gaza war.
And I just wanted to show you some of the people that are responsible for the interception of the flotillas.
תומכי רוצחים, אגב, האוניות שלהם נמצאו קרחנה שלמה. הם לא באו באמת, לא למשט, לא לעזור, אלא הם באו בעד עזה, בעד הטרוריסטים. אלה טרוריסטים. הם תומכי טרור. מה זה פה? הספינה שלהם, המפכ"ל בדיוק מראה לי את זה, יחד עם מפקד מחוז דרום. מחפשים כאן סיוע הומניטרי. יש כאן מטרנה אחד. מה זה? זה סיוע הומניטרי? אני לא רואה פה שום דבר. יש כאן מטרנה אחד. כמו שהמפכ"ל אומר, תראה, הכל חינגה אחת גדולה. איזה חינגה יש להם? לא סיוע ולא הומניטרי. אלה הטרוריסטים של המשט.
Sorry, and that was, I'm just showing a bit on Greta.
I mean, we could talk about the security minister. That was
Yeah, minister, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So basically, that's what's going on. What's your thoughts? I'm tired.
Okay, I have a few things. So, firstly, it's 497. I think it's nearly 500 now. I think it's at 500. So it's 497 from 46 countries that were in international waters, and it's in breach of international law, which we know that Israel don't give a fuck about anyway. But it's in breach of international law. They didn't have any weapons. They were carrying aid and food and toys for children. Okay, that's first thing. So basically, if anybody else did this, it would be known as piracy. That's what it is. It's actually piracy to do this type of thing, kidnap people in international waters that you don't have any jurisdiction over. Okay, so the funny thing is as well, Israel are saying that based on a 2011 ruling by the UN that said that Israel could do this blockade because they were fearful that weapons were being brought in through this corridor. They're now saying that that's what they're going by, but they're ignoring every other UN thing. So on one hand, when the UN says one thing from decades ago, that's okay. And on the other hand, when UN says that you're committing genocide and this is illegal, they don't listen to them, right? And as for Trump's plan, he talks a lot of shit in his plan. Point 9 of Trump's 20-point plan says Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee responsible for delivering day-to-day aid, running the public services and municipalities for the Gazans. The committee will be made up of Palestinians, international experts with oversight and supervision, a new international transition body, the Board of Peace, which will be headed and chaired by President Donald Trump, with other members and heads of states to be announced, including former Prime Minister Tony Blair.
Blair.
Now, if you are a Palestinian, why in the hell would you want this? Here we go again with you lot thinking that they need you to fucking help them like they're babies and they're incapable of fucking managing themselves. You want Tony fucking genocidal Blair, committer of mass murder of millions of people, to actually lead this, and Donald Trump to be the president of it.
And the peacekeeper. They're crazy.
It doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't.
Let's say the shoe was on the other foot and it was Israel under this, yeah, and the Palestinians had brought up a plan, and they're like, so we are proposing that to take over Israel because we have seized you. We are now having Iran that is going to be head of this. Iran has come up with a plan, and you should submit to what Iran has put forward. Yeah. It's the same. And like everybody would be like, why the hell am I going to listen to what Iran is saying? would they agree to something that the US are putting forward when the US have basically been funding Israel to kill us? Like, why are we going to be like, yeah, you guys have the solution?
You can handle it.
How does that make sense? You had an agreement put on place from Qatar. You bombed the people that were there, and we should
you killed the negotiators.
We should listen to you and be like, you know what? Yeah. And all of the pundits that are out here being like, see, Hamas don't want any freedom. They don't want this war to end because you would accept what Donald Trump is putting forward.
No.
You're all insane as well. You're insane. Like, I was watching the trigonometry guy do a whole piece to camera talking about this is why it's never been about a genocide, because if you wanted it to end, you would actually sign on the dotted line for this ceasefire that Donald Trump has put forward. And you're like, you know what? I gave him a modicum of intelligence for doing trigonometry. I really loved that book. But watching their pod, I am like, you are a part of the problem as well. There's so many of you people that come like your centralists, like your intellectuals that will back the US in their imperialism time and time again. You're part of the problem. You all need to go. This doesn't even make sense. This is the worst peace agreement that I've read.
It also talks about if Hamas agree to this, then aid will get in. So you're admitting that Israel aren't letting aid in. Because it's in black and white. You're saying that you'll let aid in. But I thought they were letting aid in. I thought that wasn't a problem.
Exactly.
And you weren't letting people, and you didn't want to annex it. So you've admitted it, because even in that 10 points, it says Israel cannot annex Gaza. So it's like, so they are, aren't they?
So they are then. So they are. And it's talking about how it will be rebuilt for people. Who's going to rebuild it and for whose benefit? They're going to rebuild it. Donald J. Trump, Mr. Golden Towers, is going to rebuild it.
That was a little meme that he did, isn't he? He created that meme to say, yeah, this is how it's going to look like, Trumpland. Golden Towers, as you said. I think I heard that Hamas said they've agreed to it, but again, that's back and forth. I thought I saw that late yesterday that they've agreed to the terms, but again, I don't know if that's 100% true.
The problem is with that as well, like we've just all discussed, it's not to the benefit of the Palestinians.
It's not. It's definitely not.
Number two, Hamas put forward deals and agreed to deals 2 days after the thing happened. Hamas have always said that they're agreeing to shit. They've always been the ones. It's always Israel who end up not agreeing and then killing off the negotiators. It's always them, because it isn't just about Gaza. No. Because what are they doing in the West Bank right now?
Yeah.
What are they doing over there? It's not just about Gaza. It's flipping ridiculous. And we're just supposed to all be like, oh yeah, no, it's this fine.
And it's Hamas is dragging it out. No.
So basically, Hamas have said that they will agree to the other points as long as the hostage part is staggered.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
They need some leverage, because they know you can't deal with these people who've proven time and time again to move the goalposts. So they can't just give up all their stuff. And it's unfortunate that we're talking about human lives that have been bastarded in this freaking thing. And as Farrah said, it's not just about Hamas. It's not even just about Hamas. It's not just about Gaza. It's like power and control over the West Bank anyway.
Yes.
So there's a bigger things afoot. As always, the story that's in the headlines is not the story that's really behind the scenes. Really, they're not telling us that.
You know what is crazy? The sheer numbers that are being offered. So for every one Israeli that they give their body back for, they will give 15 Palestinian bodies for every one. And you have the tenacity to sit down in front of cameras and say that we are dealing with a genocidal opposition.
Yeah.
Even the numbers aren't the same. The numbers don't even measure up. If you can do 1 to 15, who is committing a genocide here? It doesn't.
The numbers don't measure up. The weaponry don't measure up. There's no one in Israel at the moment who is suffering in the same way that civilian Palestinians are suffering. It doesn't measure up. And even in his 20-point thing, he talks about so that Israel can live peacefully next to their neighbors. What about the Palestinians? What about them? Do they not have a right to self-determination?
That's not the agenda, and that's why they can contradict and trip themselves up in their manifestos and their fake peace treaties and all that stuff, because they know that's not the argument. That's not what That's not what it's about.
Tony Blair, really?
Exactly,
Tony
exactly.
Blair, you should be quiet and never speak again.
He's a grifter. He's on the grift. He needs money. You can't do public speaking. Tony Blair. They stay in the ranks. They stay in the ranks waiting for their time to resurface. They can keep making money and keep being part of the political game. That's all they do. You see them resurface like, what the fuck are you doing here? Talking about what?
Tony Blair, whose son, Tony Blair's back in the UK. He's back in a digital identity, right? Whose son manages that shit? His son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always. That's what I'm saying. They
Always about money.
It's always about money, and it's always about waiting to cut. They know, even when they get fired and they get shamed, they know, don't worry, about 4 months' time or in 3 years' time, you come back, and they know the money that they stand to win and stand to gain in the position and the power. They all just know the waiting game. They all know how to play it.
What does Tony Blair know about peace in the Middle East? What does he know about it? Like,
he doesn't know anything about peace, for sure.
I can't even believe it.
Anyway, moving on to Manchester. There was a
sorry, just to this point, because I think for a lot of people, they follow through these as solutions, and history will tell us that if anybody agrees to this in any way, you basically have an Australia or you have New Zealand. The indigenous people that were there, they generally will become the minority, and your land is not your own. And they know that this formula is going to happen. At this moment in time, I don't think there is enough resistance internationally for this not to happen to the Palestinian people.
Yeah.
I think probability is we're looking at a losing feat.
I think it's inevitable. It's not being stopped. I don't know how much more can be done outside of everyone downing tools, the world downing tools. I mean, there's protests and more protests, and people are protesting more and more. And the more visible people like Greta being handled, but
Nelson Mandela's grandson is being held as well.
I said Greta because with our typical person.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
No, I'm co-signing. But I'm just saying that the person that they think that society cares the most about is a poor white woman. So the fact that someone like Greta can be, even though she's a thorn in all the authorities' sides, can be detained and mistreated and not change the needle. We're in a really dire space where I think it's losing, but it just depends if people
46 countries.
Oh,
imagine that.
Yeah.
46 countries around the world have citizens that have been detained by Israel. 46 countries. Then you've got this one country that's just like, do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
It isn't even about Israel. It's really about America.
Precisely.
It's showing the might of America that we can have a proxy here and they can do whatever they want. And that's where that was the power of the British before. That the British could do that. You could do whatever you're doing over here because you have the British might behind you. So I don't know how we change this round, because history has told us that they generally win. Always. We haven't seen them be defeated yet, unless there is a huge power shift. And the only power shift come from China. So unless China are like absolutely not on our watch, it's probably going to happen. Or not even Russia. It would just be China. China has enough money to buy up enough weapons to fight this, and they are not. So I don't know. Maybe downing tools. I'm all for us not working, so let's try that. But at the moment, they're saying Italy pretty much has come to a standstill for over a week, and nobody's even talking about it. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So back to the UK. 2 worshippers were killed at a Manchester synagogue, and 3 people were seriously injured after a car ramming and stabbing attack outside Heaton Park Hebrew congregation in Manchester on Yom Kippur. Police shot the attacker dead at the scene and are treating the incident as terrorism. The victims are named as Adrian Dorby, age 53, and Melvin Kravitz, age 66, with police saying one victim was hit by police gunfire as a tragic and unforeseen consequence during their response. Because apparently, allegedly, they shot the guy that did the stabbing. So
the police are saying only one person. I swear there's 2. One died, but there's somebody else in hospital with gun wounds.
Okay, well, I've seen, that was a bit that I got, so maybe there's more news on that. Let's play.
Tributes have been paid to 2 men, Melvin Kravitz and Adrian Dolby, who died in the synagogue attack in Manchester on Thursday.
Yesterday was a horrific day. Yom Kippur, the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. People coming to synagogue to pray. And 2 of them now dead. 3 in hospital.
A neighbour of Adrian Dolby spoke of his kindness.
Every Christmas, he was first man to bring a toys and put outside my door. Even we was away. He was good. He was very good, man. Very, very good.
Police have identified the attacker as Jihad al-Shalmi, a 35-year-old British citizen of Syrian descent who entered the UK as a young child. Officers say one of the 2 men killed in the attack may have been accidentally shot by a police officer. Religious and political leaders condemned the attack and pledged to reassure Britain's Jewish community, which numbers about 300,000. Police have called the attack an act of terrorism, but say they're still working to identify a motive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so
it's go on.
I was going to say it's tragic, and the loss of life in this. I think it's important to note that this happened in an area where Jewish people live side by side, Muslims and Christians. That's why you saw the non-Jewish person talking there about their neighbor. So it's tragic that in an area that is ultimately very peaceful and living amongst each other peacefully and respectfully, that this happened. It's tragic that it happened on what is one of the most holiest days for Jewish people. What's also tragic is that the loss of these lives is being used by people like Tommy Robson and our government to say that this is why you don't demonstrate for freedom of Palestinians. Like, I don't want them, they should not be tying those things together. The people who died deserve to be respected and remembered for the loss of their lives, and the people who are dying in Palestine deserve to be respected and remembered for the loss of their lives. And I don't like the people conflating them both. Like, what's happening when people are protesting, they're not, and especially, let's not forget, we say this all the time, there is a large Jewish community that are protesting weekly as well, because they're saying that's not in our name. And these are the things that are dangerous. When you put them all together, it is dangerous for the people who actually are from those communities. That's what I will say.
Yeah, exactly that, I think. Yeah, exactly that. Just don't weaponize it. Don't politicize it. And it's difficult because I know that, because I was sitting there, I had an immediate reaction. And I'm like, okay, if this was black people, we do be like, was it racist? And we will be like, want to know who the attacker is, what were their motivations were. The minute you hear someone in the black community that's been killed by someone that's outside the community, then you immediately go to politics and race and what was the motivation. So I understand where again, Jewish leaders and community will be like, listen, let's not, and it's an act of terrorism. But we know that the dynamics and the political climate that we're in right now, and it's exactly as you said, let's not weaponize and then put it as a whataboutery or, well, this is the reason why, and this is what's, the Palestinians and that. It's not that. This was a horrible, heinous crime. Shouldn't have happened. And that is it. And yes, and then if there is political motivation on that person, then on that person, be it.
That's
on
one
that
individual person as well.
And that's what I'm saying. Individual, if there's a network, get the network, whatever the case is. But it doesn't mean the wider thing. And well, you know what? It's a difficult one.
You know what the problem is maybe 2 weeks ago, I was watching, I think it was even a rabbi talking about the tide and the exposure of Zionism and it being spoken about for actually, these are the practices, which actually hasn't happened in recent history before the internet. So loads of people even knowing that there are different factions of Zionism, Christian Zionism, like all of that information coming out. And he prophesied that within that, in the same way when they were creating the state of Israel, followed through attacks on Jewish people when things weren't going well, and said, I give this time, things are going to start happening to Jewish people. And this is why we are out here protesting, because this fits into a Zionist playbook. And it's innocent people that become collateral for their endeavors to become fruitful and to get other masses who were like, hang on, what's going on here? To be like, oh, I understand, because we have to keep the Jewish people safe. Lo and behold, look at what's happened. And you can go through history. I'm not making this up. You can go through every country where Zionism has taken hold or what their aims are takes place. It happened in Algeria. It happened in France. It's the same MO. When they need something to take place in Israel, within that country, when people are railing against it, Jewish people start dying. And it's truly unfortunate that these things go on. And then you'll have Tommy Robinson doing speeches, long speeches, talking about the different types of Jewish people. Everybody needs to wake up to this, because this man's voice is becoming increasingly powerful. He's being funded by so many different fractions. He's talking about, now I'm going to Israel, but then also pointing out there's seemingly good Jewish people and bad Jewish people. No, this is dangerous. And
Very
that's what government needs to be railing against. It's not even looking at Muslim people. It's like, hang on, what's going on here? What's the likes of Tommy Robinson doing now? It seemed okay when he was talking shit about black folk. So maybe now that he's going against Jewish people, something is going to happen with this guy. He is a poison. He is absolutely a heinous man. Disgusting. But he's out here on platforms talking, and he seems to be able to hold a rally in Trafalgar Square. Really? Come on now.
It's horrible. Moving on, Panorama filming has revealed misogyny and racism inside the Met Police. Oh, shock, surprise. Secret BBC Panorama captured serving Metropolitan Police officers making racist and misogynistic remarks, reveling in the use of force and dismissing rape allegations at Charing Cross Police Station, challenging the Met's claims of cultural reform after the Sarah Everard murder. The Met has suspended multiple officers and referred the matter to the watchdog. Charlie, I mean,
surprised, not surprised at all. I mean,
I haven't finished it. Have you guys finished watching it?
No, I haven't watched the whole thing. I just got the news clip, but here we go.
A reporter for BBC Panorama has spent 7 months undercover at a major police station in London to find out whether the Metropolitan Police Force has changed following a highly critical report into its culture more than 2 years ago. Rory Bibb got a job at Charing Cross Police Station and filmed some of what he witnessed during his time there. His footage reveals racism, officers bragging about the use of force, and misogyny. As a result of his investigation, 11 people, most of them serving officers, are under investigation for potential gross misconduct. I must warn you that this report contains discriminatory and misogynistic language from the very start. Here is Emma Vardy.
This man is a scam. Smart is ugly. Any fool person is the worst deal with. Yeah. God, we shall lose our job, right?
This is an off-duty Metropolitan Police officer, PC Phil Nielsen, talking about some of the communities of London he polices.
And the ones that rape women, you do it and let them bleed out.
I've seen too many Islamics committing crimes. Their way of life is not the correct way of life.
And referring to cases he says he's dealt with.
Either put a bullet through his head or deport him.
Whether on or off duty, the behaviour of police officers is governed by rules laid out in law. They should not discriminate. But 2.5 years ago, an independent review concluded the Met was institutionally homophobic, misogynistic and racist. Panorama went undercover to find out if it had changed after whistleblowers provided evidence about Charing Cross.
Ring the buzzer if you need anything else, yeah?
Our reporter Rory Bibb worked for 7 months at Charing Cross in a civilian role as a designated detention officer. He filmed evidence of racist attitudes and what appeared to be the mistreatment of people who'd been arrested.
He's got his hope, right? He's just gone. This guy's
PC Martin Borg is talking about this, where a sergeant can be seen on CCTV stomping down twice. The officers suggested the man tried to kick the sergeant first. He was being restrained at the time. Martin Borg, who was in the cell, joked about how he and his sergeant discussed what they'd write in their statements about the incident.
He tried to kick me as yesterday, so I was absolutely decided. Absolutely sorry.
Whatever you say, sir.
I was like, thank you very much, mate.
We also filmed officers bragging about the use of force.
I love
taking fingerprints by force. Because I'm like, give me your fingerprints. But no, I'm going to break your fingers if you don't give them to me. And so we grab the other 2 fingers and you pull really hard and it snaps the tendon.
This officer describes how he dealt with a man wearing leg restraints in the back of a police van.
At the back of his legs, trying to get him dropped to the floor to put him in. He's just smashing his head off the top. I was like, all right, fine. Never got a complaint.
We don't know if the officers actually hurt people or if it was just bravado. The Met insists its culture has changed, but our filming suggests some of its officers have not. They're just more careful about who they share their views with.
Trust here. Hey, you new boy.
Someone new joins. Oh, no, hang on. You've got to figure them out, but the counter can't say.
Don't start hitting your head or being stupid.
There were times Rory filmed officers at Charing Cross working professionally and with empathy, but he also spent many hours on duty seeing openly misogynistic behaviour.
Got a long temper too. That's the real one, and then the fat one.
This was Rory's sergeant, Joe McElvenny. Here, the custody team are discussing a man accused of rape and domestic violence.
She's pregnant, tried to kill a baby. It's in the stomach.
The man had been released on bail.
That's what she says.
Got a big footprint. I'm redundant in
His dismissive approach infuriates a female colleague.
The way you went, yeah, that's what she says. Stabbed her in the stomach when she was pregnant. Like, don't. I thought it's going to go. But unfortunately, I can't. He's got stripes up the shoulder.
In other words, he doesn't believe her.
We showed our evidence to Sue Fish, once Chief Constable of Nottinghamshire Police.
Individuals like him have the power to make those sorts of decisions about my safety, other women's safety. And that is terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
After the BBC wrote to the Met detailing our evidence, the force said 8 officers from Charing Cross and 1 staff member had been suspended. Another 2 officers were removed from frontline duties. We contacted the individual officers identified in the programme. They've not responded. The Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, Sir Mark Rowley, told Panorama the behaviour outlined is disgraceful, and the Met has taken immediate and unprecedented action. He added much more needs to be done to tackle the individuals and cliques whose appalling behaviour continues to let down their colleagues and Londoners.
I saw a little dig in the back of the leg.
Rory was at times warned to be careful about what he said.
Don't talk us all into a big complaint.
Yeah, I'm new, I'm still learning.
Our investigation suggests that a toxic culture in the Met hasn't been eliminated. It's been driven underground. Emma Vardy, BBC.
Of course it's going to be driven underground, but I mean,
I love that they had a headache though. I love that each time these exposés come along, it's still, you know, it's still a long day for them. But to say that we've done swift and decisive actions, what are you talking about? Did they even name one person had lost their job yet?
No.
I was just going to say that, Nana. Suspended, what? And then the next minute they're going to come back and we're not even going to hear about it. They need to be sacked and not be able to do any kind of job where it involves dealing with the public like that ever again.
Exactly.
That's what needs to happen. No, you can't go be a security guard.
No, exactly that.
Because generally that's what they do. Or you can go and work on another force a lot of the time. It's just like you're out of the Met.
You're just out of the loop. They just shut you out.
They go Thames Valley or somewhere else.
Yeah. They go somewhere in the countryside. I'll just relocate and find some And who are they hiring? I mean, just to go on to more undercover news, there's is he a comedian, like a influencer or whatever he is? Let me see. What is he? He's a YouTuber
social media.
Milana went undercover as Ron Side, a 64-year-old white man, to film at the Tommy Robinson's Unite the Kingdom rally in London. So his video exposing racists shows participants making openly racist and violent remarks. And to be fair, these are the people that they're recruiting, because every so often the Met Police has a drive to hire more people because they don't have enough staff apparently recruiting or signing up to become policemen. So then you get you're casting that far and wide, They do how many weeks of training, and how much training, like you actually need to you have to unlearn what society's told you in order to be a real effective person of law. Because you can't just go in with your mindset, because you are going to see people as criminals. You're going to have stereotypes about which groups you deal with properly and which groups you deal with racistly and whatever. But this is me. I think this is the people that they're hiring.
This is me undercover witnessing racism in front of my eyes. And this is the story of how I got here.
If you saw him on the street, wouldn't you be scared?
Literally was like, but these people were drunk.
Yeah. Because I would have looked like, what the hell is going on with your face?
And I pranked a racist group called the English Defence League.
They're our streets.
And they're taking our jobs.
Yeah, they're taking our houses, they're taking the law.
I'm a what? That's how you get in and out of a racist march. And we're saying this isn't racist. But this situation really got me thinking. If they're willing to call me a black bleep to my face, then what would these guys be saying to each other when they're comfortable behind closed doors? And that brings us to now. Tommy Robinson, the guy who literally founded the English Defence League, is hosting a march called Unite the Kingdom. And despite questionable groups confirming they'll be attending, we're being told that they're not racist threats in the past, so I employed an undercover security team to keep me safe and help me blend in. I also completely transformed my identity all the way through to my personality. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Ron Sy. It's an honor to be here. I'm Ron.
He looks black. What's going on? He looks like he's black.
I'm a 64-year-old man. I love my kids. I love my wife. Above everything, I love Tommy Robinson. I even met him once.
You support us. Behind the owl. Come on, man. Cheers, Bob.
So with that, I headed out our home base and towards the march. What were we going to see? What opinions were we going to hear? We've been told that no one at this march is racist. Well, let's see about that. The setting for the march was sunny. The moods were high. Almost everyone was drinking, and we were singing our lungs out. Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! I love how everyone joins in. Tommy, Tommy! It didn't take me long to meet this lovely lass. I'm doing a documentary on free speech.
You are?
Yeah. How you feel? It's absolutely amazing seeing everyone coming out here. It's just glorious, like. So what are your motivations today for coming today?
To say, I want my voice heard.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. And we need to unite.
Yeah.
And we need to stand up.
Exactly. We need to unite and stand up. And then what specifically do we need to stand up against? Like
illegal immigration, government are absolutely fucking shocking. These people that are coming into our country,
yeah,
they don't want to mix with us anyway.
Exactly, they don't want to.
They don't want to.
So I say we get them all gone then.
Yeah, they all need to be gone.
I'm saying
they all need to fuck off.
Exactly, every single one of them.
Every single fucking one of them. I think Islam should be banned.
Oh, I agree with that. Now you're talking sense.
Islam should be fucking banned.
Yeah.
All fuck off.
Who?
All the fucking Muslims, foreigners.
Go again, love. Frick off, yeah. Where should they go to? Where?
White
Yeah.
have more racial abuse than any other race.
Yeah, white people, we suffer the most racism in the world. It makes me so angry. I'm England till I die. I'm England till I die. I know I am, I'm sure I am. I'm England till I die. Oh, thank you so much. I was in love. She won me over with her words and I was going to make her mine. I just want to say how lovely you are and I'd love to see you again. Are you in a relationship? Ben. I may have lost my lady, but at least I know she's with a good man, with a good heart. I can tell before I even speak to him. I think 900 months in that. Oh, absolutely outrageous.
And how many blacks are there in Leicester? Black people. Oh yeah, as in what? Oh yeah, that's the word. Sorry. Yeah. There's millions of them. I'm so glad that you're using the right terminology as well. Yeah. Because I'm tired of calling them the blacks. With all your friends and stuff, how do they feel about it? They hate it. I'm glad we can come together.
I'm not about them.
So
maybe you just got time to face them.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not black. Not black.
No, I'm not saying you black one.
No, I'm not black, guys.
I'm not saying that, but
yeah, because now you're making me defensive.
Fuck off.
Oh, it's okay. Is that okay, mate? I'm sorry. So you don't care about that stuff?
That's not about that, is it? You're the same.
Yeah, like I hate every black person I see here.
No, you cannot say that.
Really?
What have they done to you?
You're right, actually. Wait, so we should be proud to be British, no matter where we come from?
When you live over here, you're proud to be British. You're living over here.
Oh, yeah? No, listen, mate, I like what you say.
Inside.
Huh?
That's a nice one.
What would you do if you saw a black right now?
Do you know where I've got my bag?
What would you do?
I've got 3 knives in my bag. I've got a fucking bleed.
You've got 3 knives in your bag,
Yeah.
and you'd use them on the black if you saw one?
Fucking right, I would.
Oh, mental. That's crazy.
No, I think it was fuck me.
Good. I'm glad you do that.
Do you want to see them?
No, I will be fine, actually. Yeah, it'll be
I
good.
put one in the cement box. I've got a Chinese blade that it'll fucking do your artery.
Oh,
And I
really?
don't give a fuck.
Oh, crazy. Well, I think that's a great way for us to just say, like, who's straights?
Oh, sweet.
Who's straights?
Oh, sweet.
Distraction tactics. Who's straight?
Anyway, it goes on and on and on and on. I've dropped it in the link in the thing for you to see it for yourself.
Guys, watch it. It really is a good one. It's a good side because social media was run by various different black flipping people talking about I was there at the march and there was no racism going on. And it's like, all right, guys, all right.
Yeah.
But I love Nico for just going undercover with his bait face. Who said it when
I'm not black.
When he gets amongst the crowds, he kind of looks like them. He did. That guy that he hugged, they look the same. It was like that disheveled, drunken face. Like it's actually crazy. No,
It's a fact
mad.
Because even though obviously they didn't know he was undercover, how they overwent him, whatever. But the fact that you're on a documentary talking about freedom, don't you think your face will be shown if you're going to be filmed on a documentary? And I'm glad you lot are speaking it. I hope the day you got into work, if you work, that you were like, my love, P45, get gone. Do you know what I mean?
No, those guys don't work. That's
They don't work. They're claiming benefits, talking about our jobs are being stolen. I saw there was a clip, and the guy was like, "Our jobs are being stolen. I could have been a doctor."
Yeah,
like him. So, have you got like medical degrees? No, I haven't got that. I didn't finish school.
Exactly.
How are you going to be a doctor?
Exactly. And exactly, slice of dizzle. The flag of St. George, a man whose father was Turkish and mother was Palestinian.
It's actually it's crazy. They're mad, but also, what's really funny is our clip is going semi-viral on TikTok at the moment, where we're talking about Nigel Farage. And in the comments, is various black people being like, "I've got my plan together," but there's also quite a few white people being like, "But why would you want to leave? Like, no, you've got to fight for the country." And you're like, "This is what would happen." We do shit on
What
mass.
did I say?
A whole load of people that will be like, "How are you leaving us? This is your country too."
Yeah,
absolutely.
You should stay here and make Britain great again.
Like we did in the first place. They don't want to acknowledge. They don't want us
to vote. You should be encouraging votes.
Yeah.
To
That's what. Yes,
no, you can have your land.
Like piss off, piss right off.
Nah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, you lot that's your people, them.
No,
you don't want to say.
Nah, it's cool. But it's cool. You can have your land back. It's fine. We're ready to go.
Take it. It's good.
So on the back of all this kind of stuff, there's a Reform UK councillor, Claire Mackey-Brown, who came under scrutiny following a controversial interview with STV News, where she referred to herself as a local resident, someone who's born and bred here. She literally slips up. Basically, it's in response to Sadiq Nizkard, who was sentenced to 9 years in custody for... He's an Afghan asylum seeker in Falkirk. That's a big thing that's happened. And people, obviously, the far right and anti-refugee groups are using that to fuel the continued hostility and racism to immigrants. But then also at the same time, she was unaware of a white man that had been convicted of the same thing. So when they go in, so this woman, it's just seeing her racism unfold and her catching her racism and be like, oh, what did I do here? I went a bit too far.
Yeah.
Answers about the local white boy who's done this that you are unaware of?
Because it's not known. If I don't know about it, how am I supposed to have an opinion on it or be able to ask questions? I don't have an answer to that. I'm trying my hardest to bring community cohesion. I've been overwhelmed with the contacts I've had from people within Falkirk. And, you know, there is a true unrest and it's scary. It's scary as a local resident, somebody who's born and bred here. I shouldn't have said that.
Well, do you see why this is? People sometimes think that reform are very much against having people
that just
here.
came out. It just came out.
That I guess ultimately, do you see why people who aren't from here, who have maybe made their home here, are annoyed when they hear an elected official say that people are born and bred here? I think people don't want answers about the local white.
It's her.
Oh, that somebody who's born and bred here. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh.
Well, this is people sometimes think that reform are very much against having.
Like, fuck.
It's that face. Like, can we erase it? Can we start again?
Yeah, shit. Can we start again? Don't keep that on the record. But this is what makes me laugh about any time that these that they bring out these stats about, oh yeah, this person of ethnic minority from this group, they've gone to jail for doing this. Can we have the stats for the white people?
Right.
Can we have the stats for the people that you keep saying are born and bred and raised here? Can we have the stats for them people? Because you're going on like they don't commit crime. Like they're just out here, like flipping growing flowers. And that's all they do. Like let's be real.
Ridiculous. Look at that face. She so wants to be like, can we erase this?
Can we change
She
it?
can't say it on camera because then she said it on camera. That's why she's looking to the side. Like, help me.
That just came out. It just came out. Just.
It just came out. She's like, shit. I can't believe I did that.
I've been working on what I was going to say all day long and then it's out. Oh.
And the thing is, she wasn't even really tripped up. She offered it.
Just said it, born and bred. Because you know they've got talking points. Guys, avoid born and bred. Don't say these words. Oh, talk around the thing, dance around the thing, but never get caught saying the words. Dance around it. And now you went and fucking all the things that you weren't supposed to say. Good for you. Good.
Well, you've been exposed now. But
I wish it would have more repercussions, but this is going to go under the radar. But good for your moments of absolute cringe and shame and embarrassment. Good for you.
There's enough people that will identify with her and will support her. Like, honestly, I'm gonna go. We've got
Yay! Why are we surprised during Ukraine? They told you these are blonde-haired, blue-eyed people on 4K. When did we, as black people, learn to get on with it?
Right? They did.
They did. And it's not surprising.
You don't expect it. You know, you don't expect it.
I can't lie. I didn't. That time was such a wild that it wasn't even just one reporter saying the same thing. Like these aren't brown people being overtaken by Russia. These are Europeans. Like you're like, rotted you guys. Like live. BBC, ITV, all of you guys are saying the same thing. Like, Europe is being invaded. It's like rotted. Okay, interesting.
All of them.
I mean, what is also quite interesting is we're not hearing about Ukraine anymore. So even for the normal white person, you should also be like, you know what? These people don't truly care about us. They say what they do, but these lines are fictitious. because
Yeah.
it's not sustained. They don't give a hoot. Actually, really, like they're not stopping Russia in any way. To be fair, Trump is like a pal with Putin. That's his brethren.
He's telling
Like
Ukraine, just give him that bit of land and it'll be over. Just give him that.
He's like in a messy relationship with Putin. Like they're talking and not talking. I'm not talking to you today, and now I'm talking to you. Now we're friends. Like it's some freaking relationship.
They're literally brethren.
Moving on. 4 female officials die in Lagos within 2 months of taking office. So Lagos stayed in mourning after the death of 4 newly elected female officials within 8 weeks of their inauguration. The consecutive losses, all described as sudden or following brief illness, have prompted calls for clarity from the authorities and raised public concern about the circumstances surrounding each death. Now, I couldn't find footage on this. This is alleged, and I haven't researched if this is actually the people's faces, but these are the women. And it is Basirat Maya Bikan, councillor for Ward F in Shomolu, died on the 21st of September, 56 days after being sworn in. Oluremi Ajose, vice chairman of Badagry West LCDA, died a day earlier on 20th of September, 55 days after inauguration. Zainab Shotayo, councillor for Ward C3 in Odi Olowo, Ojue LCDA, died on 18th of August at 30 years old. Oluwakemi Rufai, councillor representing Ward C1 in Ibeju Lekki, died on 13th of August, only 17 days into her tenure. All 4 were among the few women holding elected positions in their councils. Official statements attribute 2 of the deaths to brief illnesses, while causes for the others remain undisclosed. Lagos APC spokesperson Sheyi Oladejo dismissed speculation of political foul play, calling the claims inhumane. He said the party's record shows a strong commitment to women's inclusion in governance. Tributes from colleagues describe women as dedicated public servants and advocates for their communities. The losses have been described as a setback for women's representation in Lagos local government politics. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know enough. I've just seen it. So hopefully there'll be more information as it unfolds and maybe more people commenting and responding to that. But I just thought that was super. This can't be not suspicious. It has to be dodgy, right?
Of course. 4 people, 4 women within 2 months of being sworn in. That doesn't even make sense. If there was, so these 4 and 3 men as well, they could be like, oh, what the hell is going on? Like maybe there's some, but if of that class of July, only 4 women have died, and let's say there was 8 of them in there, come on now. This isn't a conspiracy or a coincidence. Like, no, something has taken place. Something is going. Brief illnesses. What's that?
What does that mean? It's weird. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of who's vexed, whose position does that affect? Whatever. 4 of them in a short space of time, something's got to be done. I don't know how justice is served or how it will be served in Nigeria, in Lagos, to be specific. Let's see what's going on. I hope there's more information that comes out of this because that's wild. Moving on. So sometimes, I've got to be in my bonnet about, we have to be in the bonnet about what happens in America, especially Black Americans, affects us here. So a school in Dorset has been urged to reinstate a banned book. So you think it's happening just in America? No, it's happening over here. Budmouth Academy in Weymouth has removed The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas from its year 10 reading list after a complaint from a parent about explicit language and sexual references. The book, which follows a Black teenager navigating issues of race and police violence, has prompted a petition signed by hundreds of parents and former students calling for it to be reinstated. Had you heard of this?
No. I hadn't heard that it had been banned here, no.
Yeah, it's wild. So The Hate You Give, I'll share this commentary on it.
One of your former students sends you this and says, sir, you have to talk about it, you better talk about it. So it's about a school in Dorset that banned their book called The Hate You Give. It's an amazing book they turned into a film about a Black girl who's in a predominantly white school, about however comes from a Black area and her experiences. It was banned because it's quote unquote too woke and it stokes racial tensions. A parent said, and this is a white parent, said that it makes the white children in the school feels as if they're baddies. The reason, not that kind of baddies, but the reason why it's interesting, because I remember reading of Mice and Men as an English teacher and the comfort when certain words were being said, and that book was on the curriculum from when I was in secondary school. Now, this is a challenge that we're going to continually get about having certain books that challenge ideas in the curriculum. And this is going to become more prominent because a survey showed that the next government is more than likely going to be a reform government. So parents, please prepare. When one of your former students sends you this and says, sir, you have to talk about it, you better talk about it. So it's about a school in Dorset.
Sorry. And this is Angie Thomas. She's talking about book bans. I haven't watched this full clip of how she gets into it, but this is the author, Angie Thomas.
Okay, friends. Okay, listen. If you're not in the UK, if you just nosy, fine, stay whatever. But listen, I thought we were good. I thought we were good. Listen, my book, The Hate You Give, is one of the top 10 most banned books in America. I've come to accept that this country is dysfunctional and will focus more on banning books than banning assault rifles. I've come to accept that dysfunction. But you and me, I thought we were good.
Right.
And then, I come over there, y'all show me nothing but love. Me and my mama love it so much, even if we do have to bring a little Tony Saturé every time we come visit. But that's not the point. It's been nothing but love. And now this. What? Now y'all too? No. No. You know what though? I got hope. Here's why. Shout out to these two queens right here. I don't know you, but I love you. Thank you so much for what you're doing, for standing up for my book. That means the world to me. If anybody knows them, please tell them Angie Thomas says thank you from the bottom of my heart.
So then when we're talking about shit happens in America, happens over here too, eventually, that is what we're saying. So we have to keep an eye on the news across the world because it comes here eventually. They're talking about ID cards. They're talking about introducing our favorite witch, Kemi Badenoch's talking about, yes, we're looking to do kind of ICE. Conservatives are going to bring in ICE kind of raids in the UK. It all happens eventually after it starts off in America.
I don't even think that is always the way round of it all.
Fair.
That's the problem, that people are ignorant to world news. Like, go around the world and see the ideology and who is backing it and be like, it's probably going to eventually make it into my country.
Yeah.
So ID cards here, if it goes through, know that in America you guys are going to have that. Like it goes around like that. We're following round. So you shouldn't be ignorant to, I'm only going to stick with one form of politics, because then you're going to be caught outside and be like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. You have to be a world news so that you know what your government, who their allies are, what they're doing to their citizens, probably going to happen to me. It's not even, at this point, Keir Starmer could bring in ICE raids. I wouldn't be surprised.
And he would.
This is it.
He's clearly not a humanitarian as much as he says that he is. He would. He's right now, Labour are running scared because Reform are doing so well. So anything like this, they're going to follow the Reform playbook.
Yeah, 100%. And so on the back of the importance of knowing your history, I just saw this clip. It's a bit of a digression, but it's just Tara Roberts and black divers uncover lost slave ships' histories beneath the sea. So National Geographic Explorer in residence, Tara Roberts, is documenting the underwater search for shipwrecks that once carried enslaved Africans across the Atlantic. Working with the non-profit Diving with a Purpose collective, or primarily black divers, Roberts aims to restore human stories to the lives lost at sea and reframe how the history of the transatlantic slave trade is remembered. There was a film called the Clotilda, The Return Home. It was a documentary chronicling the last known American slave ship and its descendants.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yes, we've seen that. So she was part of the team that worked on that, and she's continuing the conversation. I just wanted to share this clip, just reinforcing stuff that we know, but the audacity and horrors. Sorry. I don't know why this has gone big screen like this. I don't know how to get it off that. All right, bear with me, but I'm just going to play it.
There were approximately 12,000 ships that brought 12.5 million Africans to the Americas. She got 12,000 ships.
Mm-hmm.
What I realized was that I could not tell you the name of a single one of those ships growing up, but I could tell you about the Mayflower. I could tell you about the Titanic. I could tell you about all these other ships that were considered important, but I couldn't name one of those.
One of 12,000.
That didn't feel right to me. So it's the first stat. The second one, and this is the one that sits heaviest on my heart, I learned that there were 1.8 million Africans who died just in the crossing from Africa to the Americas. We're not talking about the number of people who died once they arrived and were enslaved. Just in the
transition.
I didn't know it was 1.8 million people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I was like, where the memorial? Who's honoring that enormous loss of life? I was like, there are chapters of history that are just missing. So this work felt really important to me to be a part of.
Yes, it's not a genocide, according to some scholars.
And it was all good. That we are very happy enslaved.
I didn't know. I actually thought that it was considered a genocide. But maybe this was 2 weeks ago. I saw it being petitioned for it to be a genocide. And I'm like, wait, what? You're saying that
not considered a genocide.
Hasn't been considered a genocide? Like, that is not official. I was like, what the hell?
It's a mass migration, the biggest mass migration of people.
Yeah.
Not genocide.
They can't admit it for some reason, well, we know reason, but then, like, just to say, for some reason, they cannot admit, they will not admit, they stop short of admitting, because then the repercussions are real. It's like, it opens the floodgates. I think that's what it is. Once the language becomes legally established and legal, that's why so many countries are taking their time to formally apologize, because that becomes now something that's set in stone. And it's like, then we have reasons, we have something to sue against, or then make the argument of reparations even stronger.
I cannot understand.
I can.
It baffles me even more when I see a Black person talking about reparations and being like, no, it doesn't make sense for Black people to get reparations. When it further, like, you're like, fuck, what the number that was done on so many people, that you can, with your whole chest, sit down somewhere, seemingly reasonable-minded people, and actually say that. And then you go through the numbers. Before, when we were in school, they would say it was 6 million that were transported. And then as you get older, you see actually those are very, very conservative numbers that they would give in schools. And even her saying 12 million, there are other people that are saying it's 20 million. When you go historically through oral history to villages that were depleted along all of the coast, Nigeria, Benin, like the villages gone, it's probably a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And for the sheer amount that are also in the Americas and the Caribbean, it's like, that doesn't make sense.
And then what they do say is that in America, they bred Black people more than they did in the Caribbeans, because they didn't survive there at the same rate that they did in the Caribbeans. So more slaves were brought to the Caribbeans than they were brought to America. But it's just
South America has way more, so you bring in lots of different classes. So that you don't have to account for the sheer amount of Africans, and then you introduce more stories of there were Africans already there, or seemingly dark-skinned, melanated people that were already there to counter the amount that travel. And
I don't frequent Facebook anymore, but I decided to go there, and I saw two of my friends were chatting. They were having their own conversation.
Who's listening to the show?
I have no
He's
idea
having
where it's
a
come
problem.
from.
He's
What's
got
going
a
on? Everybody mute. Everybody mute.
His mother, who's white.
Who was it? Because I closed everything. Was it me?
Ain't me, because I never have nothing open.
I had stuff open. It's probably me. But yeah, it's and it's also wild when you have the again, when you have those people that are loudly shouting that, well, Black Africans did it too. And I always like, let's get the capacity, let's get the context, and let's really get the truth. And the percentage of numbers, no.
I mean, Know Your Caribbean, our favorite, Fiona was actually talking about this the other day, and she was saying, yes, but the way that it was done was on a different scale, and the way that it was monetized was on a different scale, and the sheer amount of humans that were taken was on a different scale, and villages and towns and countries that were desecrated because of this was on a different scale. So you cannot, it's not about who started it first, it's about who benefited the most from it. And again, it wasn't Black people or Africans.
Yeah, it's a way of blaming and taking away, focusing on the people that actually
shaming.
Yes. Is it not too dissimilar to blaming Hamas, Palestinians, for not taking a shit deal? Like you're blaming the people that are the victims of it and being like, well, if you only didn't do October the 7th, if you only didn't participate in the slave trade, come on now.
There's context and there's understanding. Yes, there are evil people the world over, but there are also people that there's a context to understanding what the slave trade was. No one asked you lot to take the slaves and treat them bad, beat them, kill them, rape them. No one told you to then create a legacy
for insurance,
and no one told you to create generational insecurities and racism and white supremacy against the people that you stole. No one told you to have blackness seen as a swear word, as something to be embarrassed of, to something to not celebrate or criminalize it. So that all those things, that's not what the small percentage of African slave traders were thinking when they were involved in it. And also when you tell me what you would do when faced with saving your family or dealing with these people with guns in your face. I'm not excusing certain things, but let's be real about the situations that they were in.
And also the people that were enslaved, they said that if you wanted freedom, they said that they were mad to want freedom.
Yeah, there's a lot
that's been criminalized to want to be free.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Thought, reading, criminalized. Let's not do that. I wanted to. Did you guys see this? I want your opinion. Is this racist? Was this racist or not?
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, did you lot see this?
Hi, Legend. Did you have a birthday last week?
Yes.
Legend Whitaker just turned 6 years old. Can we sing happy birthday to you? He attends Floral Avenue Elementary in Bartow, where his class and teachers celebrated with a song.
Happy birthday to you.
But what happened next?
Would you like the funny song now that I sing to you?
Stirred up hurt feelings and anger.
Happy birthday to you. You live in the zoo. You look like a monkey. And you smell like one, two. Woo! Give a clap, everybody.
Legend says the song hurt his feelings. His mother, Desiree Prather, says the teacher sent her the video, and she went straight to the main office.
I automatically said, that's unacceptable. And I don't think nothing's funny about it.
Prather says there's a history of Black people being described that way, which makes it extremely upsetting.
My skin is boiling. I don't even like racism, and to know where we come from and our ancestors, and for us to be labeled like that, because when they call us monkey, they basically saying that we're ugly, we act like a monkey and all this and that. I don't like that at all.
Polk County Public Schools district staff and the HR department are reviewing this. I followed up with additional questions, like, is this the first time this teacher has sung this song to students? And I also asked, while this is being reviewed, will the teacher still be in the classrooms? I've not heard back yet.
I don't play games about my child.
In a letter to the school board, Prather asked for an apology, immediate disciplinary action, and counseling for her son. After receiving no response, she decided to show up in person.
They just kept saying it's an active investigation. They can't answer no questions or anything like that.
What do you think? Some people are saying...
Nana. Go on, Nana.
I don't want to say
I know it shouldn't be funny, but it just made me laugh. Okay, I mean,
people are saying that it's from Madagascar. Some people are saying in the chat are saying, I've never even heard this version. I've heard that version.
Like this version.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like if I could see the woman some evil. She look like it sounds like and then I stab you and kill you. Like she sounds psychopathic singing that song to a poor little child. It could be jokes and you could sing it to any other child, but in this current climate, in this comment in 2025, why do you need to sing it? You could be like, silly little baby down the road. I don't know what you could have sung. Did you have to say, you look? Even the boy wasn't sure how to receive it. The class wasn't sure how to receive it.
The boy was looking like this.
He looked so uncomfortable. Like, what is the funny? Because you would think it was a funny song, but
Yeah.
he obviously knows you can't be calling me a
Can't
monkey.
call me monkey. You can't call me. You can't
Can't
call me
monkey.
Right?
My baby, because like monkeys are my favorite animal. I call my baby little monkey all the time because I love monkeys as I love animals like that. But no, you as a teacher, a white teacher, can't sing that song.
No.
How do you not know that's inappropriate?
No.
The thing is, though, I do believe that the teacher was just dumb and didn't put the two together, because she sent it to the mum. It's not like the mum found it afterwards. She sent it to the mum like, "Oh, look at this lovely little thing we did for him today," and the mum's like, "Huh?" Now, what I will say is this: my daughter, when she was in primary school, one of the teachers, what did he used to call them? He used to call them asses or donkeys or something like that. And I used to be like, I don't like that, because he's basically finding a way around calling you little assholes. Because I was like, I don't like that. And she's like, no, he calls us it's a term of endearment. I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like, just no. So I don't know. Sometimes teachers want to do those things that it's an in joke amongst the adults, but the kids don't quite get.
Mate, come on.
Lana's still busting up.
Teachers definitely got to apologize. I feel like this is just one you got to take on the chin, innit?
Just take it.
Yeah. Apologize and be like, I really didn't know the context of this. I didn't know it would be offensive. I've learned something. Really sorry. I don't think she should lose her job or be disciplined. No. I was like, it's a bit strong, but
I want to know her backstory. What's her history? Because
I think there's all of that. There's all of that. I mean, the mum may have beef with her, so maybe
it's true.
I would push it further, because you've done some questionable shit, and I feel like you are racist. But if it's just on this video, I feel like it's a bit strong to be like, she must be disciplined. Yeah.
She sent it to the mum, all excited. Look at this lovely thing.
And that's not take the cue from the kid's face. He looked like, what are you singing me? Like, he looked like that. Like, this isn't. You didn't look happy.
Will Smith said, I thought she was going to sing the Stevie Wonder version. No. So
did I.
You look like a monkey. I remember this from being young. And it's
She said it like the word, like, okay, all right, okay. So let's get into the funny. I found this video because I am leaving. Like, I gotta go.
All right, so you're doing nonsense now.
Yes, and
you got yours. 20 minutes.
Do yours. But I just wanted to show this. Have you seen this? It's like Zaddy's doing Afrobeat.
Is it?
No make us get me eating, cause we go don't scatter everything. Look about like them pieces.
I can't hear it. It's always not coming through clearly when you do this.
You're not hearing it?
No, I'm not. If Nana can hear it, but I can. When you do this, it's like I can't hear it properly. I don't know what that is.
Someone said, why do they look old and young, out of shape and fit? Fly guys.
Yes! Oh my God! That's the perfect thing to say, because I was like, your chest is good, but then your stomach looks like it was round and you just cut it up, but it's round at the same time. They do look old but young and out of shape but fit at the same time. 100%.
Buff Zaddy. I don't know what this is. Buff Zaddy. Oh, it's him. This is him. He's Buff Zaddy. So this is him. This is the future. Buff Daddy. Buff Zaddy. Okay. So he's doing. Oh, cool. Maybe he's
a musician, no?
Yeah, I didn't know. Listen, I just stumbled upon all these men doing press-ups and showing chest. Oh, here we go. Look.
No make us get me eating, cause we go don't scatter everything. Broken bottles like them pieces.
I mean, what did you saw them walking down the street towards you? Oh, streets. Anyway, go take it away. Do your show. You do your story.
Okay, all right. I will. So Victoria Everest is back out here. She's done an interview with Midday for Trend Central on the record. In her infinite wisdom, or as you said, that she doesn't know what she's doing, she's decided, instead of doing a curated response to the backlash, she has decided, I'm going to sit down on Trend Central and be interviewed by Midday. Oni, and this is a trailer. It's coming out today at 8 p.m. Let me just play it for you guys.
Lil Shine telling me I should have hit up the Zaddy in the DMs. Absolutely.
So let's talk about the video. As a result of that video being provided to the police, I was charged, caution, and I had to go on probation. So I have a criminal record. And are you saying that you wanted to get him back because of the abuse? I called the police 19 times because I was at fear of my life. What was the psychological effects that it had on you? How would you describe that? I kept finding myself in relationships with abusive men. Do you think that your father being absent in your life contributed to how you view men? I witnessed the most horrific acts of domestic violence. I'm talking, my mum was regularly beaten black and blue. You said that this video was made nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, I can't even believe somebody could hold on to a video that long. Why is it being released now? Jason paid Gucci to release the video. When did you decide that in order for me to get him back, because that's what you mentioned in the video, that you were going to make this false allegation? Like, when did that thought process land? Like, I felt that at that point that the only person that could stop this man was me. It's very important to kind of think about the repercussions that a rape charge has. Did you think about that? Because
there you have it, guys. She's going to be out here doing an interview at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Go on, Nana, speak on it.
Honestly, I just feel like it is the most stupid thing to do, for one. I think she should have sat down and worked out her story. The dates don't add up. The almost 10 years, 8 years, to him saying it was a few years ago, to her age being out there. It sounds like she's lying. And I thought her angle was going to be, I was physically abused, and so I added on source. I thought that was going to be what her story was going to be. I still don't think that's going to hold water. I just think this is a stupid move for her. Like, she should have done I put my hands up, I was wrong, and I'm trying to change my life, than blaming this dude. I just don't think that's the right way forward for her.
Well, she's been cautioned. She's got a criminal record.
Can you get both?
I don't, because it seems like a lot of words.
Actually,
that's what I thought.
Caution, isn't that the thing? The caution is the
why
thing.
you don't get a criminal record, right? If you're just cautioned.
So I don't know how you get cautioned and put on probation and a criminal record. I don't know how.
Absolutely right.
Let's have a look. Can you get caution and be put on probation? Apparently, according the Crown prosecutions can give you a caution or a penalty notice. You cannot be given a police caution and be put on probation, as these are mutually exclusive outcomes. Exactly. So it's either one or the other. That's what I thought. Probation is a court-ordered sentence.
That's what I thought. That's what I was like, how do you were arrested, cool. You were cautioned. What's the solution to that arrest?
Yeah.
When I was put on probation and I have a criminal record. Huh? How?
Lil Shine says she must have been criminally charged later on. And she's talking about all the things that happened. So maybe because obviously it's a clip. So maybe she'll explain.
Yeah, maybe she says that's happened and then that happened.
Then I've now been criminally charged and now I'm on probation or something like that. Unless it's more than one crime. Maybe she's out there just doing bare things. I mean, do you know what? At this point, what are you going to do? Because she hasn't gone to jail. She's had her wrap on the wrists. So talk the things. And whatever happens, happens. Because she's going to deal with the fallout. She has no PR management. She has no one advising her. Or maybe the wrong or the right. I don't know who's advising her. Maybe this is the thing to do. Maybe this is to go on Miday's channel and sit down and talk the things. Maybe. I don't know what she's going to salvage out of her. Will Smith is just trolling. I don't know. So let's see.
Yeah, but yes, 8 p.m. I will be watching. I do think this is nonsensical, though. I was like, this is a stupid move. But there we go.
So, guys, that has been news and nonsense.
We have 12 more minutes.
What do you want? Well, we can go through the comments. We can go through who's given us $2. Thank you. In the US, Dane C says, in the US, says, filing false police report is a crime.
Yeah, it's a crime here.
It's a crime too. Oh, she has a legal team. Shy Black Girl says she has a legal team.
Did she say that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, the Kingdom of Kabbalah people, apparently.
Oh my gosh, yes, they've been turfed, haven't they?
They've been removed.
Let's get a video up on them.
Kabbalah. Eliswell. Kabbalah, Eliswell.
Literally, that came up first. You know they're listening about it, not listening. Sure. Hold on, let's go.
Cher said, imagine how awkward it must be to be on that retreat right now. Most definitely, especially when you paid $8,000.
What retreat is $8,000?
That's how much our retreat is in Jamaica. It's $8,000.
That's how she's doing.
African tribe who are camping in the woodlands and the Scottish borders are refusing to leave despite an eviction.
Is that the old story? Sorry, my bad.
Why is she smacking?
Because she wants to laugh at the story.
There should be one from about 2 days ago.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't look at I just went straight to it. Evicted after raid. Here we go.
With some breaking news out of Scotland, and police there have decided to move in on a self-proclaimed kingdom that was set up in the Scottish borders. Well, these are the latest pictures that we have coming from the region. Tribe who said that they were from Africa had set up camp in woods in the borders. They had been moved from private to public, back to public land again, and now their police have moved in. Well, one man who's been following this story in great detail is our Scotland correspondent, Connor Gillies, who can join us now live. Connor, let's go straight to you and tell us what the situation is now.
Yeah, good morning. Breaking news in the last few seconds. The cordon has been lifted here in the Scottish borders town of Jedburgh, and the so-called Kingdom of Kabbalah is no more. They have been evicted from this land in what has been an international spectacle over the past few months. Let's bring you in live on Sky News. We're just going down the hill here in what has been quite something. They have been occupying land, private land initially, that they did not own, and they were living on for a considerable period of time. And then when they were served with an eviction notice, they were told to switch across, and they entered onto council property. That went to the courts, and they have now today been evicted. Now, these will be familiar scenes to many who've been watching this extraordinary story unfold in these woods. We brought you live pictures and the story of the Kingdom of Kabbalah this morning on Sky News. Well, this is what it looks like right now. As you can see, council officials are here bagging and binning the belongings of the three individuals at the centre of this story, the so-called king, queen and handmaiden. That table that you see right there with the kitchen knife propped on top, well, that is where those three individuals were sitting when Sky News was interviewing them less than 24 hours ago. Over there, you can see the campfire that they have been crowded round for a number of months now, and this came to an end. It ended in a court battle here in Jedburgh, where council officials had had enough. They wanted them off this land, and this morning was that moment. More than 20 officials from police and border force authorities arrived here and swooped in to make their moment. Police are still here, as you can see. If we just come round here, there's quite a lot of activity in terms of press.
I was going to jump to, I think
led by a self-proclaimed king and queen. They call this the Kingdom of Kabbalah. It's a sham, isn't it?
Prophecy.
Kofi Offey and Jean Gasho.
So we are very special.
You're on land that doesn't belong to you. Why are you so special?
It was stolen from us, though, by our ancestors.
Says who?
Says God.
I have claimed you and bought you at a price.
And there's this young woman reported missing from Dallas, Texas. She, they say, is the handmaiden.
If everything is not tidy, if everything is not where the queen wants it to be, then I am responsible.
But her real name is Cora Taylor, an aspiring lawyer who vanished amid a family fallout.
They utilized the fact that she was angry to encourage her to get away.
Now, speaking exclusively to Sky News, her mother claims she was lured, coerced to Scotland.
Everything that she needed was supplied by someone else. So yes, they utilized the funds that they had at their disposal to send for her. They made that happen. She did not have the means. Totally brainwashed her. I hear her say things like, they're the only ones who care for her. That's a cult. The first thing a cult is known to do is separate you from those that love you.
4,000 miles away in Texas, Melba is pleading with the British authorities to deport her daughter so they can be reunited. But now, Sky News can reveal for the first time Scottish police are assessing an allegation involving safety and welfare concerns.
This isn't just another young adult rebelling. This isn't just another young adult who's mad at the world. The difference is she's under someone else's spell in another country. I don't know why Scotland is allowing this foolishness. But here, I believe that Jean and Kofi are opportunistic. I believe that there are leeches and vultures.
When we met Cora away from the camp, she denied being coerced.
Other people's concerns don't really matter to me because these aren't people who care about me and these aren't people that I care about.
Is this a cult?
This is not a cult. I'm not here to argue or debate or to even prove the qualifications of a cult or what makes a cult a cult.
Can you see why some people might think it's a cult?
Definitely not. All we do is worship the creator. They don't like nature. And a lot of people are just racist. They don't like Black people. So
how did you meet them?
I met them years ago, and I've been knowing them for a lifetime and a lifetime.
How did you meet them?
I met them years ago.
Where?
And I've been knowing them for a lifetime and a lifetime.
Where did you meet them?
The first encounters that I had with them were in dreams.
How did you get to the UK? By plane?
I got to the UK by a very divine form of transport. I
Plane.
arrived here safely.
And then Sky News returned to confront the others with the allegations. Is this a cult?
The kingdom which is established by the creator of the heavens and the earth.
What do you say to the accusation that you have brainwashed Cora?
Brainwashing is the best thing ever to happen to man, if it is coming from the right source. For everyone's brain needs to be washed.
Say you have paid for her to be here, you claim ownership of her. Can you see why many people would accuse you of manipulative and coercive behavior?
I am the king of Kabbalah and all nations belong to me. Everyone you see bows before me, for I am the chosen one by the gods.
Have you coerced Cora into being here? She was a teenage girl in the United States, and she is now living in the woods. And the accusation is that you coerced her and manipulated her to be here.
The truth of the kingdom of Kabbalah is said and is preached throughout the four corners of the earth. And 144,000 men are coming. If all of them can be classified as coerced, then so shall it be.
Did you pray on Cora?
The creator of the heavens and the earth is bringing the chosen ones from all the four corners of the earth.
Did you groom her while she was in her latter stages of school?
Several people are coming. Several women are coming from Haiti, from Suriname, from Trinidad and Tobago. Children are coming to bow before.
Do you deny coercing Cora?
The chosen ones are coming, and they are all marching straight to Mount Zion in the Scottish Highlands.
Can you answer my question? Did you coerce Cora?
The question has been answered.
Have you coerced Cora into being here, Jean?
I am Queen Nandi, not Jean.
Your name is Jean. Did you coerce Cora into being here?
When you address me as Queen Nandi of the North, then I'll answer you.
Did you coerce Cora into being here? Yes or no?
When you address me as the Queen of the North, then I will answer you.
Are you refusing to engage with the question that you coerced Cora into being here? A vulnerable teenager from the United States who ends up in Scottish woods.
When you address me as the Queen, then I will answer your question.
Sky News has spoken to Cora's mother in Texas. She calls you a leech and a vulture. What do you say to that? Experts, those who have survived similar situations, claim the kingdom of Kabbalah is more familiar than most expect.
To her, that's her reality. And any kind of critique or worries or grievances is seen as a personal attack to her identity, to her community. But that's the issue. She is, I believe, a vulnerable person at risk. She's been isolated by what we can see, and she needs to be safeguarded. Currently, coercive control is only recognized within domestic settings, which means that victims of coercive control outside of domestic settings go completely under the radar. So first of all, I think there has to be some recognition in terms of legislation and laws, and that's something we're actively trying to do.
Back in Texas, this is what the desperation of a mother looks like, delivering family messages to a daughter she no longer recognizes.
You are my child, remember? The baby of this huge family, and you are my baby.
Wow.
Just come home. It's okay. Just come home, darling.
But the daughter doesn't want to know. And
Wow.
it has been a morning of high activity.
Wow. That is, that
3
is a
o'clock.
lot. Yes, it's 3 o'clock now.
Yeah.
The next video is loading.
All right. I mean, I don't know.
Sounds a little bit cultish to me.
It is a cult.
Yeah, and I also Stephen O. Chob 1707. Mum looks kind of different. Mum also.
There's that. Something happened there. That's that. Two things can be true.
Yes, yeah. You know how they get people. She's the second one. She's definitely coerced. They're all mad. The authorities need to do something about this.
Sure, no, it's not. It's not. Yes, it's that sad and funny at the same time. Sad and funny at the same time.
Yeah,
it's been scary. There's 7 kids that have been taken away from these two. It's actually, it needs to be looked into properly because there's something else.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. See you on next Rapture. Indeed, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone that gave us some coins.
Yeah. All right, I'll do a quick rundown. We had Like a Dizzle. Thank you. We had Sistrin, who's been with us from the beginning. Sistrin also gave us 1999.
Thank you. Slice of Dizzle came back with his £5. Thank you. And thank you, Jane C. And thank you. Yvonne's been leave the kingdom mandem alone. And our moderator. Yeah, man. Thank you, Yvonne. We love you. You're the biggest, wonderfulest supporterist. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so if you guys hang on, you will get to the beginning of Your Aunties Could Never podcast this week. It will just transfer over there. So you've got another hour and a half of us in our goodness.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Bye. Bye now.